Can't hear, bro. Asif, you there?
Can Dan mute him?
Yeah, I'm
Dan
here.
can't mute him.
Can someone mute him?
Huh? So
No, we can't mute him.
Just go into the hangout. You there?
I don't know how you do it, man. How you kick him?
It's easy, but then he won't be able to come back in.
Yeah, you do.
Well, you could like close the group after and then add him in.
Oh, Tom.
But I don't have any mods in the
Rich.
group.
Rich.
From the group. I
Bro,
think
he
Dan's.
probably can't hear you, man. He's probably got his headphones plugged in.
Somebody kick him out.
Sorry, Born Rich.
Yeah, snipe him, someone, man. Fucking hell, man. That's
I,
too much,
it's
man.
Not, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I love Born Rich, but I just, yeah. Dan, you might have to make out a new hangout.
That's not hard for you.
Sorry.
Wait. That's.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I removed him from the group.
Hey, can you not hear that voice?
No.
Yo.
What voice?
Is that God talking to you?
I was gonna say,
Yo.
is it? Hey.
Oh shit! I was playing that
Yo,
fucking
big up.
atheist video in the background, and I thought Born Rich was playing it. Sorry. What is that, Dan? Yeah.
Big up, man. Big up, Shiz. Big up, Jenn.
Oh, you're alive, yeah, bro.
Dan,
Big up,
hey.
Kaan.
Yo,
Yo.
Dan, you missed
He
it, man.
lives.
What happened?
You missed it, bro.
What
It got
happened?
hot, bro.
Someone slapped about £500 in your money.
Yeah, Mitchell Abbey has
Mitchell
been
slapped
going
about
all
500. He's been going
night,
ham.
What?
Yeah, with the
all
donation.
night. The whole time, Dan. The whole time.
Yo,
Since
big
I
up.
went to sleep till now, man. He's. Yeah.
Yo, Mitchell,
And
man. Like and subscribe, bruv. And yeah, hit up G Block as well, man. Big up Velle
Take my
Vision.
number.
Hit up
Here's
G Block,
my
bruv.
address.
You're
I'm right
Yo,
with
yo,
you.
yo, Dan, before you big up G Block, man, they was up in your shit chatting some fuckeries, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Born Rich, all of them, the whole atheist crew was in there chatting a bunch
I
of
don't know. I
rubble,
don't
bro.
know who you left in charge, but they
Melanated.
didn't do a good job, man.
Listen, y'all can, you can call me an atheist. I don't give a shit.
No, Melanated wasn't there. Melanated wasn't there.
She wasn't
Melanated
there.
wasn't there.
No,
it wasn't
I guess,
Melanated, it was Velle. It was Velle,
Yeah.
Ultra, I think. And
But
then
somebody gotta call. We gotta call a believing, non-believing truth. All right, you listen. You know that song, Static. Don't start none, won't be none. Listen,
Yeah.
somebody need to stop starting all this damn static. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, so they just
Born
needed
Rich.
to say.
It's all Born
They
Rich.
need to say, you know
yeah,
what?
Born Rich was trolling hard. Born Rich was
Yeah.
trolling
Oh,
hard.
shit.
but Dan,
we ain't
I
gonna
felt.
come.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I felt bad because Mitchell Abbey said he was going to stop donating until they changed the subject, and I
Oh, and
guess
then
you
we
said
got onto the-
someone was supposed to hold it down and make sure they didn't talk about religion, but they were sleeping, and it got to religion, and he was getting so frustrated.
Yeah, it got dumb. Yeah, it got
Yeah.
onto and then it got onto the dead horse subject, and then then it was Raspect and Bigger.
Yeah, it's just
Oh my God! If they talk about them,
No,
if
Bigger.
they talk about them,
Velle.
Sarah
No,
Bobby
Velle.
one more freaking time, man. I'm so
It's
tired
so
of hearing about
stupid.
Sarah Bobby. Oh my God, he don't even be on none of these calls or none of these hangouts. It's just like, fuck, man. Like one person is not represent the whole community. So keep bringing the one person and their views up. It's some
Yes,
fragile
the dead horse.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
Pop.
agree.
Yo, fucking hell, man. Big up to Mitchell. Is he just been here the whole time, just slapping in money?
Yes.
Yes,
Dan.
every 10 minutes,
Yes.
bro. Every 10 minutes.
Yes. We bigged him up.
And-
we shouted out his link and everything. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and he was started donating more when it was chatting was as well, because you know that thing talks over them, innit? so when it was reading out his little message, they were still going at it. It was hilarious. When you watch it back, Dan, you'll see, man. It was hilarious.
I love that voice, man. It reminds me of something. I can't remember what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it was good still, man. It was a good.
Big up
Good
everyone
stream,
who
but-
held
but-
it down. Big up Ultra. Big up to Captain Rambo as well.
And Becca, yeah. No, I think it was Rambo and
Empress
Becca that was meant to
Becca.
hold it down, innit?
Empress Becca. Big up yourself.
Oh, do you know what it reminds me of? You know Shy FX tune and it goes, ooh, please fasten your seatbelts.
Ah, nuts. I got to make myself a cup of tea and wash my face. Get this coronavirus.
Yeah.
Shit. I'll be back in 2 sets, people. Big up.
Yeah, no problem, bro. No
All
problem.
right, big up.
Well, has Dan actually got the corona? You're joking.
No,
Ali, allow it, man. He's trolling, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
Ali, man, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, Jen, let's not go there, man.
No. I'm not trying to flame him up, man.
Point of no return.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see where he's at, man. You know.
Done at here. That's what he's at. He's done at here.
You are done at it.
You support apartheid, Rob.
Ali, you done at
Who
here.
does? Hey, listen. Let me kill your argument, yeah? Just because someone that's half black and half white has a position, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone supports that position. So when you're insulting, when you're using insults that insult the black community.
When is Rob mixed race?
Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm talking about James Jones. You was insulting James Jones. You're insulting. No.
Witness. It was Witness, son.
Witness James Jones Ultra.
He was talking about. He was calling James Jones a Negro in the comments.
And Ultra.
A Negro.
Ali,
Negro?
and Ultra as well.
Ali,
And you see,
you can't say those things, Ali.
He jumped on the panels and said it to them as well.
Was it today? Or he's talking about that today?
He said.
no, I'm talking about today.
Oh shit!
I'm talking about today. Today he did.
Ali,
Wait,
So today he said Negro.
You got a mental problem. Ali.
Shisul. So the term that he used was Negro.
House Negro.
Yeah.
House Negro, yeah.
I would
House
like to
Negro.
address one
Oh,
thing
Lord.
regarding to the things what
I mean,
Shisul
he not
says.
learning his lesson. So when they keep talking about he
Shia.
apologized, he not learning his lesson.
Melanated, when James Jones is sitting on panels insulting the whole of the Muslim community, no one goes up to him and said anything.
Okay,
said,
so
I have a right to
Ali,
Ali,
you're
Ali,
mixing
Ali,
religion
Ali,
with race,
Ali,
Ali Khan. You can't do
It's not the
that.
same
Ali
thing.
Khan, what do you say to Shia Isa then?
Nothing.
I won fire Shia Isa. When I see Shia Isa, I'm bringing it.
He licked his ass, bro.
You lick his ass,
Nah,
bro.
nah.
You tickle his
Listen, you
pubic
don't
hair.
understand it.
Literally. We all know that Ali Khan, you fucking tickle Shia Isa's pubic hair, man.
All right, too graphic for me. Too
let me
graphic
just-
for me.
Yeah, Ali Khan, you can't. I understand that when people say things against people's religion, they get upset. Yeah, but you can't insult. You can't go racist because of that. Like
His master
race
is Rob.
and religion.
He's owned by
No,
Rob. I'm not even using
So
that
then
in a
you
racial
can
term.
say that.
Rob
You can
owns
say
him.
that. But no, okay, but then
He
say
is Rob's
that you
slave.
can't use racial terms. Like
No, see what I'm
Ali-
saying.
Ali-
When you're saying stuff like he's Rob's slave, what are you talking about? He agrees with Rob's agenda over what Rob's saying. Doesn't make him a slave. See, it's your terminology, bro. Use some different words, man.
Rob
Because
is
your words are very
Words on
insulting.
purpose. That's the thing, is he's using those words on purpose. So then that's why I bun fire on you, Ali.
Yeah,
he's trying to get a rise and make it dramatic, but you can't do that, Ali, because it's not right. And as like a person who's supposed to have moral standards and this and that, like you can't lower yourself to using racial terms
I don't have any
because
more
of
standing anymore. I don't have
No,
more
but-
standing.
Are you a Muslim?
No, not anymore.
What do you mean not anymore?
He's a Shia.
Oh
He's a
wow,
Shia.
tax fair, yeah,
Don't
tax
have-
fair,
You
tax fair.
just said
Yeah,
you don't have any moral standards. You just said he don't have any moral standards.
But
So you're not
you-
a
It's an eye for an eye, bro. Bro,
You're not a
it's an eye
Muslim.
for an eye.
But listen,
You
okay,
just said you
Ali.
don't have any moral
listen.
standards. You're not a Muslim, that means.
Listen,
No,
Ali, you
listen.
want to come for the eye for an eye. Let me bust out your eye then. Come on. Sure.
No,
Eye
Ali,
for an
you said an eye for an eye. You said an eye for an eye. So they're talking about religion. Race is not that.
Yeah, but
So that's not an eye
I did
for an eye.
have Ali Khan's picture, you know.
And Mr. Singh, I'm not an atheist, and yeah, I
Huh?
pick up everyone. Big up the Hindus.
Ali Khan, don't forget that.
Big up the Muslims. Big up
Yeah,
the
I'm not-
Christians. Big up the Sikhs.
Asif, I've got no beef with you. I've got beef with James Jones.
Yeah, I
Why?
know, but when you go towards a racist terms and you start using racist terminology against people, then obviously it's not the right thing to do, is it? And you,
Yeah, I know
you
it's-
continually keep on doing it. The fact
Bro,
that you've done it
like-
today now, it's a bit
Bro,
like
I know it's not the
madness.
right
You've
thing
been
to
doing
do.
it for a whole week.
So then why are you
but I-
doing it if you know it's wrong?
Because
He's an
two
arsehole.
And wait, one second.
So then you have to take your consequences. Then that's on you.
Yeah, but one thing as well, right? You got someone like Shia Issa saying some crazy crude and shit on the net as well. Yeah, you go and agree with the guy, but you don't
when
say
do I
nothing
agree?
to
Bring
it,
him,
bruv. You
Asif,
will
bro.
fucking
Bring him here. I'll
defend
bump
him,
out on him now.
bruv. You never
Asif,
do,
burn him
because
out.
when I bumped out on him on Velle show, yeah, you were fucking going at me as well. So don't think
No,
I
I
forget
won't.
these things.
Bring
Yeah,
him here now. If he comes today
you
now
will
on this
go
channel, I'll
support
gunfire
that
on him.
guy. Yeah, he's saying the worst shit you could think of, right? And then at the same time, when some other individuals, like some atheists, say some shit, then you're gonna go and diss them racially. Like, what kind of idiot are you, man?
Race is not religion, man. You can't
It is race and
correlate the
religion.
two. No, it's not. It's not.
Pan-Africanism is a form of religion.
Well, then you can't. No, what? Wait, what?
Pan-African is his religion.
Ali, just shut up, man.
Stop, bro. Stop. It's not a religion. It's an ideology.
I beg you to shut the fucking mouth, bro. I was fucking
I'm going on mute.
Shut up,
Same.
man. Fucking rest your mouth, man. Stop bringing in racism and religion in a fucking conversation, then, bro. Fuck's sake, man. All fucking day, man. People want to fucking yap. What the fuck are you doing in the name of God? Just mouth up yourself. Fucking shut your mouth, man. Fucking piss me off. Fucking, you got fucking people
Rambo,
talking for black people. And you shut up, Kaan, because you can't fucking talk for me either. Yeah? And I can't talk for you, bro. Yeah? I beg you. Like, I beg my man Ali fix up himself, innit? Fuck's sake, if David Jones was up on the panel, then you could cuss him. Why are you cussing the man in the fucking chat for? Are you fucking stupid? Continue. Melanated, goddess. Melanated, goddess. Or somebody take the fucking mic, man. Somebody who talk fucking sense. Yo, Jane, I beg you talk sense, man. Fuck's sake. Sick of this pussy of coming up here using racism. Bro, you know you can't do that in front of me, bro. And keep Pan-African out your fucking lips. Fuck's sake, man.
That's what I'm trying to tell him, Rambo. We're not in that. You have to fall back. Like, you have to fall back, Ali.
Look, this person encouraged this shit. Dan, I want you to delete them out of the fucking chat and make them come on fucking tomorrow, bro. Think of it. Why can't you younger people talk fucking about what is relevant for all of their lives? Fucking dumb arseholes. Listen, if you're not black, shut your fucking mouth. You're not African, shut your mouth. Yeah?
Well, don't talk about Islam then, all day, all night, on all your channels. All you lot talk about is Islam. So shut the fuck up, you old cunt.
He doesn't, Rambo. I mean, he
chill.
doesn't. Rambo doesn't.
Together, then you have to understand other Muslims will have to talk about it as well, then, innit? What are you expecting? If people are going to talk about Islam and race together, merging together...
Asif, if they weren't talking about Islam, I wouldn't even need to be on their panels.
Exactly, Kaan. Kaan, exactly.
Shut up, Ali, you little prick.
Yeah, Ali can. Fuck you, man.
Come on, and you talk about something else then. You are making Islam. Let's bomb up making Islam up on this fucking banner. Come on.
All right, for every day you don't chat about Islam, I'll put £10 in your PayPal.
Yeah,
let's see if you can do that. Let's see if you can do that.
Abruptly. You know why? It's more things going on in my community. I don't even need fucking Islam or nothing. I don't even need to talk about it. Nothing is going on.
Yeah, but that's you though. What about the others?
Yeah?
Hello, can I say something, gentlemen? Let me say something because I've heard Kaan say this.
Islam.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Listen, Rambo. Listen, I've heard Kaan say that more than once, that all people do is talk about Islam, right? But what he fails to realize is that part of the belief system is a certain level of spreading their message, right? So if you really think that Muslims don't find a way to change the conversation to something that is their passion, something that they hold dear to them, something that they believe is true, you gotta be kidding me. We could be talking, if we're talking about the way in which a woman dresses, a Muslim will say, well, our book says, and they will bring in their religion. Why? Because it's their faith. it's not always somebody got Islam in their mouth. So you need to stop acting as if Muslims are just coming into and interacting with non-Muslims, and it's always the non-Muslims that bring up Islam. That's not true, and it's not fair.
I'm going to disagree with you here as well.
Yeah, massively disagree with that.
I'll tell you why, yeah. There has been on channels, right, where there's no Muslims on, and I'll give you an example. Manny Cinder's, Roger's channel and shit. There's never any Muslims on it, but man.
Oh, I don't know them people. I don't even know them channels.
The topic is about Islam about 80% of the time. So many other Velle's channel, yeah. Sometimes there's hardly no Muslims on the channel, but they're still talking about Islam. So what do you expect?
For days. Not even just for half an hour. For days on end.
I don't know. Listen.
We don't moan. Exactly. We don't complain.
I don't know when there has been any day that I have watched G Block and there hasn't been a Muslim. No, listen.
The topic starts off with
I'm just saying, we got Malik, Muhammad.
He starts on there literally permanently, and all he talks about is Sunnis anyway. So I don't know how you're going to get around that one.
Yeah,
what do you mean? But I'm saying he's a Muslim talking about Islam.
No, he ain't.
He's a Shia.
He ain't a Muslim. And he ain't even a Shia.
Yeah, listen, he is. He's a Muslim. I got you. He's a Muslim.
People make takfir on Shias,
y'all could takfir all you want to, do all the attacking and fearing you want to, but guess what? He's a Muslim, and he's a Muslim talking about his belief system, what good, bad, and indifferent, right? They have so many different denominations in Christianity, right? It's probably a Christian that will tell you a man like Reggie is not a Christian. There's somebody that will tell you, hold on, listen.
To me, he's not a Muslim. To me, he's not a Muslim, firstly.
Listen,
Secondly,
let her finish. Let her finish.
Go on there. I apologize.
My point is, right, is that I get that he is not a Muslim to the way and to your liking, right? But what I'm saying is that he recognizes that he's a Muslim. He identifies as a Muslim, right? So with you saying that Shia Issa is on, he's permanently on G Block, that is just one, because he's just one example of a Muslim that speaks on Islam on a non-Islam channel.
Let me say one thing. Asif, 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. This guy, whether he's a Muslim or not, regardless of that fact, he's on that panel talking about how majority of Muslims, which is over 90% of the UK population of Muslims who are Sunni Muslims, in his opinion, are anti-black, racist, and he's basically proponing or pushing a narrative where he's saying you can't be black and be a Sunni Muslim at the same time, because he's saying that Sunni Muslims are against blackness. So he's talking against Somalian Muslims, he's talking about Ethiopian Muslims, he's talking about Sudanese Muslims, he's talking about a large
Ghanaians,
of Africa. And one man is doing takfir on all of them. And he's happy to sit on that panel and do that. And because he's driving a wedge between black people and Muslims, that panel is happy to have him on there. No one's speaking against him. No one's pushing him off the panel. No one's calling other Muslims that they should defend the Sunni Muslims. He's happily sitting on there with no one contradicting him. And for days on end, he's criticizing Sunni Muslims, which are mostly black Muslims. And you're telling me he's a Muslim, he's not Nation of Islam for a start, he's not Sunni for a second, he's a Shia. There are no black Shias. There are no black Shias.
He is actually one of a kind, I'm not going to lie. When it comes to a black Shia, I've never ever come across a black Shia in my life.
There's no black Shias.
But he says he's not a Shia though. Hold on. He says he believes in he says he believes in the true Islam. I don't even know what he says.
That means Islam according to him.
But guys, listen.
What he says, 1 second. Let me quickly correct this part. When Shia Isa says, I'm a Muslim, I believe in Islam. Do you know what I mean? And the rest are Sunnis and this and that. They're not Muslims. That's what he believes in himself. That does not mean that actually works. So basically, he made takfir on 90% of Muslims worldwide already. So
basically, yes.
Instead of being 1.8 billion Muslims now, there's about 180 million Muslims. Now think about that. Grasp that. That's what Shia Isa's already done.
It's crazy, Asif. It's crazy. But I see what you lot are saying when he's on Velle's. No one's not checking him. No one's not putting a cork in that bottle. Somebody needs to.
But I think the thing is,
can I make one quick thing as well, right? When Sunnis talk about Shias, yeah, how many people are gonna rise up?
No one.
Oh, stop
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you're wrong. You're 100%.
Asif, we're not even complaining. These people can sit on their panels all day long talking about us. It don't make no difference.
But wait. But Kaan, do you remember a few months ago when we Sunnis were talking about the Shias? How many people raised up saying, stop talking about the Shias, this and that and that? Do you remember this?
I didn't see that.
Oh,
but you were, yeah, but
I'm sticking by our own thing, innit? Like, I'm not gonna come out of my thing now and start going tit for tat, eye for eye, same way like Ali Khan's trying to do. Like, he's trying to impose other people's values on us. He's saying we got the right to criticize these people because they're criticizing us. But our thing don't teach us that. Our thing don't teach us, oh, come down to the lowest common denominator. If someone's being racist to you, be racist to them. That's not in our book. So they can be racist to us and still be part of their thing. But we can't respond to them with racism and still be part of our thing.
Exactly.
Done. Case done.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Can wrap it up.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Yeah, let's leave it alone now, man.
Yeah, let's get
on, Mama.
Thing.
Yeah, I just think it's all along, yo.
Oh, Melanated. I'm sick of this thing, Melanated, yeah, about don't speak for black people when black people are there. So what are you going to do when there's no black people there then? When people start dissing black people, what are you supposed to do? Keep them out shut and let them get on with it? Is that what people like Captain Rambo is trying to say? Is that what you're saying? Like, so when I hear racism, or I hear two white people talking about, oh, you know what black people are like, I'm supposed to just walk away.
Hey, Kaan, you full of it, bro. You've been doing this for fucking time. And when people pull you up...
People who, bro? Who's pulling me up on anything?
Man, go talk about the Turks, bro. How come every black fucking conversation...
Bro, are you mad? Do you live in England?
He does talk about
England. Hold on. In England, it's called black and ethnic minorities. Comes under one label. Black and ethnic minorities, yeah? We're all in this together. We're all in this together. And you ain't got the numbers to go it on your own. You ain't got the numbers to go it on your own. So don't front it out online. Don't front it out online, yeah? Because in real life, when you marching against the BNP, when you're out there marching against the BNP, Mama's out there with you. So don't give it the bullshit.
You have never been out of
Who ain't? Shut up, you fool. Mama's out there with her fucking hijab on, you mug.
Yeah. Right, where did she fucking go? What fucking things you been involved in, bro? Tell me what you've been involved in.
Marching against the fucking BNP, you idiot. How are you going to tell me? How are you going to tell me like you know? Like you know? Like you even know? Like you even know? Piss off, man, old fart. You're old fart, man. You ain't even got teeth in your mouth. You ain't even got teeth in your mouth and you're trying to talk.
Shut your mouth, bro.
No.
Type it in the chat, man. Type it in the chat.
Alright, allow it. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'd rather be fat than ugly. I'd rather be fat than ugly.
Allow it. Come on, man.
Quick.
Yeah. Whatever.
Come on, allow it, man.
Y'all wildin'.
Yeah, I disrespected the thing now. Come on, this is Dan's panel, man. Come on, man. You lot can go in a private hangout and sling mud if you want, man.
Fuck's sake, call him out, for. Talk your shit, man. Fuck.
You mentioned my name, bro.
I mentioned your name.
You're putting me in the same breath. No, Rambo. You're a Buddha. You're putting me in the same breath as Ali Khan. Are you for real, bro? Are you for real?
You jump onto every fucking conversation, bro. You want to be a part of something, you fucking nuts.
I ain't got no choice, brother. This is England. It's called black and ethnic minority. Black and ethnic minority. They're putting us in the same category. I got no choice. You're an idiot, bro.
Are they putting you in the same category?
Bro, it's called black and ethnic minority. Even Irish is in there. Even Irish is in there with us, man.
How come
what are you talking about?
Not filling up the prison rings then? How come you lot ain't filling up the fucking prisons? Shut your mouth, man. Talk dumb shit.
There's more Muslims in prison than anyone, bro. They got bare Muslims in prison.
Black converts, so shut your fucking mouth, man. Talk fucking rubbish. Yo, Dan, I'm coming off, bro. I don't want to fuck up your streaming shit, bro. Fucking Kaan, every minute wants to fit into something. Fuck.
I ain't fitting into nothing, bro. I ain't fitting into nothing. You're just an idiot. Let one person come in front of me and tell me you're talking about something you don't know nothing about. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about first and foremost. I'm talking about my own life experiences, bro. I'm talking about what happened to me, innit? My experience.
African. Are you in the same bracket as Africans, bro?
No. Did I claim that? Did I claim that? Am I claiming to be the same as anyone?
Bro, if people let you get away with fucking shit, you'd be
what
doing
shit? But what have I done that's pissed you off, though? What have I done that's pissed you off? It don't make sense.
You let people allow you to run hoops about
people who? People who you talking about? Say it.
No, Dan,
say with their best. Who? Who you talking about?
Bro, everybody comes, bro. You in their panel.
You're gonna wiggle now. You're gonna wiggle out. Who you talking about that allows me? You're gonna talk about that allows me to talk. Who? Who?
Well, you.
Who allows me to talk? Who?
Long as you try to fit in, don't blood clot talk to me. You should be content with Islam.
Shut up, bro. 1 minute you're a Muslim, the next minute you're a Black Panther, the next minute you ain't a Muslim, the next minute you're reading the Bible. Come out of it, man.
He was far
right.
Wait,
you ain't consistent, bro.
You ain't consistent.
Yo. Enough now.
Kaan, do you think it's a conflicting to be a Muslim Black Panther? You think that's
no? I'm just saying that. What is your leading value? What is the value that you're attributing yourself to? 1 minute you're a Muslim, the next minute you're a Black Panther. What's most important to you? Stick to that, innit?
Oh, come on, Kaan.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Like, that's when people say, like, oh, are you Muslim first or are you this first? But it's not fair to do that to people.
Oh, the guy's got more heads than Russell Gummidge, man.
Allow it.
No, it's just not fair.
Hey, Kaan, you're full of mouth, bro.
It's actually a very interesting thing because regarding to Pew Research, right? They actually went and asked American Muslims, are you American first or are you Muslims first? And obviously, a lot of them are going to put their beliefs first, innit? Do you know what I mean? Before a nation.
African first.
Right, but I don't think.
Listen to what I'm gonna say. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is what the Americans did. So obviously they ran that as a propaganda, saying that Muslims do not respect American values. Do you know what I mean? But what people do need to understand, yeah, people are always going to put God first. If you're a person that believes in a God and a religion, you're always going to put God first. Because obviously they're going to believe that when they die, yeah, your country ain't going to come and save you or nothing like that. It's going to be God you have to answer to, not to
Can I respond to, let me respond to that. I think that when you say, are you Muslim or are you American first, American still doesn't tell you the type of person. It doesn't really tell you the culture, because even within America, there's a lot of different ethnicities that encompass being American is not your ethnicity, right? So I could see someone feeling that by them asking American versus Muslim, they're saying, do you align with American values and culture, or do you align with the culture that is linked to the religion of Islam, right? That's different than saying being Black or Muslim, because if you die, it doesn't say Muslim on your death certificate. It says you Black on your death certificate.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming regarding.
You can't. If a person takes their Shahada today in 2025, they could become a born again Christian. Yeah, but if a person is Black born in Jamaica, it don't matter where they live in Sweden, they're still a Black person.
What you're forgetting sometimes, yeah, when it comes to religion now, yeah, like especially let's say with Muslims, like for myself, like I'm from an Indian background, right? But obviously I was born in the UK. Now, would I identify myself as Indian or British, whatever? Personally, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I like to be identified as a Muslim.
But that's you, but that's not everybody. A lot of people
with the religious background will think along them lines. There are people out there, they don't really care when it comes to nationalism to that extent. Do you know what I mean? They're going to live by their own values, and that goes to every individual live by their own personal values, like it or not. Like you will live by your own value, which will be different to other atheists as well. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. I think it's kind of unfair to make people choose one or another. And I just feel like making people choose like is kind of divisive because it's just putting a label on how they identify themselves. And it's like if their values don't match up with yours, or that's not what other people think, then it's like used as a tool to kind of outcast these people. Like
exactly.
I hear people saying these things like all the time, like, oh, well, are you white first or are you a Christian first? Like, why would anyone put someone in that position? It's just like kind of a tool to judge them.
But Jenn, what I'm going to say regarding, Jenn, from what you said, yeah, for someone that believes in religion, they're always going to pick their religion first, right?
But no, Asif, I understand, but not everyone, everyone's different. I'm sorry, Mel. You know, like everyone is different, and some people's values might, you know, they might have like some kind of sense of pride that puts that above theirs, but it shouldn't be used like to divide like people by, you know, by how they identify, like put their race over their religion, like, and I totally understand what you're saying, Mel, because at the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter, like you said, like on your birth certificate it doesn't say your religion, on your death certificate it doesn't say your religion, but some people do put that above themselves. But even if they do, then it shouldn't be like that's what they believe, that's what they want, like that's what they want to put first in their lives. Like I don't know, I just
wanted to give another example as far as how people identify. You know, I was speaking to a woman who was a lesbian, right? And this woman told me that she was like, I'm black before I'm a lesbian. I'm black first. You know, so she was like, if what happened to Sandra Bland affects her more than what they, you know, a hate crime in the LGBT community. Because when she's driving her car, no one sees her as a lesbian. They see her as a black woman driving her car, right, who happens to be a lesbian. So her hierarchy was, I'm black, I'm a woman, and then I'm a lesbian, because of some of the discriminations and the prejudices that are associated, just that come with gender alone. You know, so she was able to recognize that when you are looking at the things that impact you, for number one, and perhaps, you know, like everyone keeps bringing up, oh, you know, over there in the UK it's so different. So perhaps people, you know, everyone loves black people over there in the UK. In the UK, black people aren't seen as the very bottom. Perhaps that's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing the experience over here, and this is why we don't have this animosity with black Muslims, because they're seen as black first, and they're vocal about being black. They're not like, I'm just a Muslim, you know. They're like, no, bro, we all up in this barrel together, trying to, you know, you pray to Jesus, I pray to Allah. Let's, you know, buckle arms and let's fight this beast. They don't. It's not like all of that. Like they don't have to shit on the black community because we are Kafirs and all this bullshit. Like we don't. I don't. Never ever.
Melanated. The history of the black community in the UK has been predominantly people of a Christian background first and foremost, and whether they choose to abandon their religion for a black identity, that's their prerogative. If they're saying that we're not following no white, babe.
I'm asking why you use the word abandon.
1 minute. What I'm saying is, if they're saying we're primarily identifying ourselves as black, reason being is we're not following no white Jesus, because white Jesus didn't do nothing for us throughout slavery and whatever. Yeah, they have.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, if we're splitting UK black people into two camps of Muslim and Christian, yeah, you got to realize that we got here today through two different routes, innit? That so black Muslims, yeah, don't have the problem of shall I be black first or shall I be Muslim first, because they're not two contradictory things. Yeah, but with black Christians, they'll have to which they have done, put their black identity first and foremost above Christianity. Because number one, your oppressor, the white man, is also a Christian. So how are you going to differentiate yourself from him? You can't be following his religion. So we're arriving at the same position from two different places. So now in the UK, there's a conflict between black people and black Muslims. Yeah. Now, black Muslims are also not helping the situation by saying we don't identify as black. But what we're seeing is, as time goes by and they get used to the fact that, according to the white man, yeah, you are black. In 2 or 3 generations, or even less than that, they will, whether they like it or not, come under the umbrella of what is known in England as black and ethnic minority. Whether they like it or not, whether they are ally with the current black culture or create a parallel black culture, or even one that partly bridges over each other and they can join together on certain things like politics and maybe be separate on religion, that is just, we're going to see that over the course of time. But the fact remains that these people that have newly come to this country, yeah, are going to eventually, through being oppressed, realize that in this country, whether you like it or not, you are black. At the moment, they might not have a black identity or adhere to any black politics or have any cohesion with the black community, but that will happen over time anyway. Regardless, it will happen. But they won't have the same relationship between their religion and their blackness as you lot have. It will be different. And it just takes time.
That's why I asked that question.
It will just take time.
I didn't see the conflict. That's why I asked that question about when you made the comment of Captain Rambo about being.
Yes, so what I'm saying about them is, if they started Melanated, if they started trying to set up a chapter of the Black Panthers in the UK, they would have difficulty, because UK is, like you said, mixed. We got black people with white nephews. We got white people with black grandchildren. We got Muslim thrown into the mix as well. It's very difficult for them to set up a Black Panther chapter in the UK. So that's when you see things like Gang, because Gang is saying, we don't care if you're black or white, you know, like, or if you're, do you get me? Like, they have a less hard-line approach to who can be a member of it. So you have Muslims that's in Gang as well. Do you understand?
Yo,
so
can I just come through quick? Yo, sorry, I was away when all the madness kicked off. Yeah, I was doing my daily routine really. But big up to Captain Rambo and to Kaan. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know where that come from.
But man, trying to throw me in with Ali Khan.
I think there was
Ali Khan's on panels calling people fucking house Negroes, and he's trying to put me in the same category as him. For fuck's sake.
Oh shit! Yeah, all right. I didn't want to get into it again. Yeah, just summary. It was it was a hypothetical question. I don't know why, but yeah, right, cool. Big up Kaan for answering still. Yeah, Born Rich got kicked, and he's still in the chat, like pacing about. So I was gonna say,
sorry, Born Rich, you got kicked because you
I'm sorry, Born Rich,
on mute for like hours.
If people jump out of this call. And then if we all jump out and we all jump back in, it might work. So I'm gonna change the screen, and then yeah, if everyone can drop off the call and then jump back on.
Well, I was gonna actually dip anyway, so I just want to tell everybody big up. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna listen in.
Big up yourself, Mel. Nice one. All right, but yeah, everyone else. Melanated. Jen, if you can jump off, Kaan, Asif, and
sure.
Shiz, and then we'll try to jump back on. It might not work, but it might. We're just waiting for Shisul. Alright, cool.
Well gone, bro. Did you kick everyone?
They've shut all the coffee places.
Yeah, it went a bit left, Dan, man. Sorry, bro.
You couldn't do that. I'm going to do them tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to go on Monday now. So there's one in Hampton.
Come from? Shit, my mic was muted.
Nah, I mean, I'll tell you what happened. Ali Khan was saying House Negro in your chat.
Yeah, Ali
and
Khan.
Rambo banned him out. Rambo
yeah.
banned him out. That's where it's come from, because he keeps he's on this thing that the whole James, it's from James Jones, because James Jones was in your chat while you were asleep, by the way.
Man, like Jim, what, trolling?
Oh. No, I had a brief conversation with him.
£4. Concrete respect. Play the video, Dan.
I don't think Born Rich is in the hangout, Dan.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay, Born Rich was with his family, I think.
I added his alternate account.
You might have to start a new hangout. I don't know.
Yeah, because we had to kick him in it because he wouldn't turn his mic off, and he was talking to his family. But yeah, man, it's been a good day though.
Have any of you lot got him on? Could you add him to the call?
I ain't got Born Rich on.
Hold on, let me try.
I don't know how to add people like that.
You just you know the dots at the top, 3 dots.
Yeah.
Jenn at the top of the call. That's where you go to add people.
I don't think I have him on my thing though.
Well, you got Android, yeah?
Yeah, but he's not in my contacts or whatever.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on. Mitchell's been sending me a couple of videos. I think there's something to do with this this coronavirus thing.
Okay, yeah, play it. Big up Mitchell. Big up Mitchell. Big up, brother.
Big up yourself, Mitch. We ain't gonna be able to hear it on the stream because it's not like StreamYard. So what I'm gonna do, if we all mute, we can stay on the call, and then I'll just I can play the videos that way. But you'll hear them on YouTube about 30 seconds later. Give me 1 sec. He's got 2 videos, 2, 3 minutes, 6 minutes. All right, let me try this. Yeah, big up to Mitchell, man. Yeah, big up to G Block as well. Yeah, because you lot keep the drama around you, man. Can't set up a stream without some G Block drama turning up. But still, and Ali Khan, you need to check yourself in the chat. I don't know what you're playing at, man. And people saying Ali Khan's my son. Ali Khan is not my son. Ali Khan is the offspring of Hassan Saba and Wendy Wu. They're his hangouts, mum and dad. So you can blame them. I'm gonna get into this thing now. Mitchell, give me a sec, man, because I've got to forward these. I've got to send these emails to my show. Wait, one sec. Wait, what am I doing? Mitchell, is it all of the videos that you sent? You sent like 4.
I'm gonna jump out for a little while though, Dan. Charge up my phone and have some lunch. So I'll be in the chat.
Big up, Jenn.
All right, and big up Shisul. Big up, Dan.
Big up yourself.
Take care.
Take care, man.
People are saying that's my utes in the back. That's not mine. They're not mine.
Oh,
kids.
sorry, it's my little man. Sorry.
What you're saying is he's
my little man singing.
He's still smashing up the house.
No, he's not smashing up stuff. Nah, he wants Daddy Shark, innit? That's what he wants. My internet playing up. You want Daddy Shark? No, my little man.
Big up Mini Shiz, man.
Yeah, man. Still waiting for you to WhatsApp me, bro.
Oh, true same. My phone.
I put the wrong number. I put the wrong number in like a donut, man. I just looked. I thought, why is he was? And I looked. I thought that ain't my number. God knows who that was that you messaged.
I got some mad call from like a +92 number. I don't know even what that.
Yeah, that was probably good.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna mute up quick and get this video shared. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 secs.
Big up to Mitchell Abbey. Yeah, I'll be getting this video playing for you now. Hold on. Oh, you see how he started it as well?
Hold on, I have something.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I've got to get this screen capture. Weird.
Yeah, big up everyone. What's everyone saying in the comment section? I want to find out something. Hit the like, people. Yes, hit the likes. I'll hit the like myself too. More than 2 likes. If I go back, how many likes have you now?
Ali, can't mute up, man. I'm playing the video.
Okay. When I came on the panel, no one was there. That's why I was talking.
Hold on, I have something to say.
Yeah, bear with me, people. So I'm just getting this window up. Yo, Kaan, give me 2 secs, bro. We're just playing a quick video. It's gonna come through delayed on your YouTube, but yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll holler you on here when we're done.
Hold on, I have something to say. When I know say 9 million people dead every year from hunger. Hunger kill 9 million people every year. Me not hear no media house I publish that. Me not see no print media. I push out that the information. When I know say over 8 million people dead from cigarette smoking every year. Me not see no media house I push out that the information. When you know say over 3 million people dead from the general flu every year, including 56,000 people were dead in America every year from the flu or more. The general flu, me not see nobody talk about that. Me not hear nobody publish that. A corona I worry about, man. We not go drink up some green juice, man. Practice the basic hygiene, man, for any sickness at all. Nobody not supposed to come telling us say wash and wash this and this. Stop, make Babylon spin on your head like a gig. All I can tell you say, get yourself healthy, do a regular cleanse, and don't take no vaccine. Don't take no vaccine. Don't make them frightened no man. Don't make them frightened no my people. Hold on, I have something to say. When you know say 9 million people dead every year from hunger.
Yeah, this one's getting weird.
Hunger kill 9 million people every year. Me not hear no media house I publish that. Me not see no print media. I push out that the information. We know say over 8 million people dead from cigarette smoking every year. Me no see no media house a push out that information. We know say over 3 million people dead from the general flu every year. Including 56,000 people were dead in America every year from the flu or more. The general flu, me not see nobody talk about that. Me not hear nobody publish that. A corona I worry about, man. We not go drink up some green juice, man. Practice the basic hygiene, man, for any sickness at all. Nobody not supposed to come telling us wash and wash this and this. Stop, make Babylon spin on our head like a gig. All I can tell them is get on yourself healthy, do a regular cleanse, and don't take no vaccine. Don't take no vaccine. Don't make them frightened, no man. Don't make them frightened, no my people.
Yeah, man, alright. You know about the CMOS. Yeah, man, big up the CMOS. Water said, tell this idiot to shut up. Nah, man, it's good advice. There's a lot of panic at the moment as well. Yeah, I'm actually, it's kind of refreshing to see this kind of response. And big up the doctor. I forget the name of the doctor again, who's dealing with this vaccine and whatever at the moment. I don't know if I'll take it though. But yeah, next video.
Brother, man, come to buy hand sanitizer, yeah. Look how much. What's man, £10, yeah? A tenner?
No, wait, that didn't work.
Brother, man, come to buy hand sanitizer, yeah? Look how much. What's man, £10, yeah? A tenner? Is it £10, bro? How come you're not saying it's £10 on camera, bro? Huh? But you're not allowed to sell it for £10. So why should I pay £10 if you don't want to say it's £10 on camera? How much is it, bro? Because I want to buy it. I'm just keeping this recording for my own, you get me? My own personal. To make sure everything's alright. Boss man don't want it. Alright, cool. What, is it free, boss, or something then, yeah? Free, yeah? Is it free? Is it free?
Why give it free?
Okay, well, how much is it? How much do I have to give you?
£10, man.
£10. So why did it take you so long to say that, though? Am I a dickhead or something?
You can't get it anywhere else.
Am I a prick or something, though? Why did it take you so long to say it for, blood? Can't see I'm being cool, blood. Can't stand niggas like you, blood. Thump out your face, blood. Seriously, blood. Brother, man, come to buy hand sanitizer, yeah?
Big up the people who are paying way over the odds for hand sanitizer right now as well. Could not be me. Could not be frequenting none of them shops where them things have sold at that price, but yeah. £10. Alright, cool. Yeah, the video should have been done. You might still be hearing them, yeah. Madness. £10 hand sanitizer. I don't think
yeah,
so.
but see, you didn't need to go on Wicked, innit? We know what Bossy was doing.
Yeah.
Bro, it's shit like that that's going to bring shit like this to a head. Them fucking skinny little wankers selling it for £10 is what's going to make it pop off. And trust me, people won't just be taking the hand sanitizer. They'll be taking
they'll be taking everything, yeah.
Including the fucking bags and the vodka. So he needs to calm his shit down.
Yeah, but man's everyone's making profit, man. The people's gonna use the excuse to make profit. I know
There's
it's
a
sick.
difference between profit and profiteering, bro. You're holding people to ransom, innit? Not acceptable. Not acceptable.
No, it isn't acceptable, but it's still going to be done, though, bro.
You're conning the same community, the same people that's kept your shop running for the last 10 years, 20 years, while you've been paying your mortgage and sending your kids to private school. But what now is fucking shit hit the fan time, you want to fuck everyone over. Nah, bro, don't run like that.
Well, you hear what they're doing with like Sainsbury's and Tesco's are sharing like logistics stuff. They're sharing stock. I think overspill of stock, some stock, and they're allowing each other to use each other's warehouses and lorries and that. They're kind of clubbing together. Yeah. So it's interesting to see all these the private companies sort of working out a way of like working together and cooperating. But
but they will, innit? Because they can see dollar signs, bruv.
No, they've got an agenda, innit? You know what I mean? Like big companies, they don't want to see looting. Because like when the looting kicks off and everyone starts popping Tesco's windows, they got some big ass windows. Whereas your man there with the £10 hand sanitizer, he ain't got no windows to pop. So Tesco's and people like that, they ain't got security really. They ain't got police that can come out to retail parks in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but they've already said they're gonna have. They already said, Kaan, they're gonna have army there protecting them stores there, man.
Yeah, that's only when it gets to a certain level, isn't it? That's only when it's like mass rioting. By then, all the windows will be smashed. Tesco's will be rinsed by then.
Big up Velle. I hope you ain't out there copping that £10 hand sanitizer, man.
Velle. Where Jimmy at?
Velle's got his hand sanitizer on right now. Massaging it in, waiting for it to evaporate. People say no one.
With the hand sanitizer, you're putting it on for other people's benefit, isn't it? So for them to charge you extra for that is a piss take.
Yeah, but these things are. But Bossy around the corner always takes a piss, man. You go in there, I got my local shops, always prices, always a bit high, bro.
Within reason, though.
But still, their prices are always normally higher, though. It's a joke thing, still. But yeah, man. Woosah and deep breaths and all that, man. Oh, go on, Dan. I heard you was burning the midlight oil with them videos, bro.
Bruv. Yeah. Big up to Mitchell Abbeys. Either he's run the biggest scam that's ever been seen on these live streams, or he's about his thing. So big up to.
No, he's about his guap, man. He's about his guap. That's what I think. I mean,
Mitchell.
Man's getting. If he's getting money and he sees that man's doing a service, support that, innit? You get me? You know, if I had it, I would as well. But you know, I might have struggling.
Wait, big up to British Pakistani atheists. You're on this herd immunity thing. Well, yeah. Main way we will rid ourselves of the virus is protect the vulnerable and allow the rest of us to catch the virus. Once enough healthy people have become immune, the vulnerable will be safe. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. From what I'm reading, they're saying this is all some this is a scientific theory. This isn't like public health policy.
Oh, so we're supposed to put our faith in science.
This is definitely one of them. This is got to put your faith in the scientists, and certain scientists are saying that's not how it runs. Saying they're saying that's not how it works.
It's only going to work if it don't mutate, and we've already seen it mutate, so it's not going to work.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I think the advice that the Ras gave is accurate.
The best one. That's what I've been doing. Apple cider vinegar, man.
Keep yourself healthy. If you got hand sanitizer,
the only thing I don't
that.
agree with is detoxing. There's no such thing as detoxing. Your liver does the detoxing.
Concrete respect.
You could do things to slow down your liver function,
sanitizer.
But you can't increase it, innit? So there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could take. Anyone that sells you anything that's a detox is a straight liar. Because detoxing is what your body does anyway. No one can make your body work better than what it already works. Like I said, like you can slow it down by adding toxins and whatever. Do you get me? But if you're eating optimally, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That you're going to be detoxing at a normal rate. You can't increase your detoxing. So all this ideology of detoxing, like, don't go by that.
Queen J is saying get Turkish cologne. What are you saying, Kaan?
Yeah, it's alcohol, isn't it? Proof. It's alcohol proof. You can't even drink it. You die. So strong. It's like it's better than hand sanitizer, to be honest.
Yo, in fact,
rubbing alcohol. They sell it in Jamaica. That's what they sell for mosquito bites, man.
Yeah.
That shit is good, man. See, my mom's got some of that at home. I might go cop some of that still. Good. But I've been drinking apple cider vinegar, having 2 shots of that.
See, like there was another guy on TV, like or was it YouTube or whatever, saying, the coronavirus can't survive in your stomach acid. And then someone said, if you drink apple cider vinegar, will that increase your stomach acid so then you can kill the virus better? And he said, yeah. There's nothing you can do that's going to raise your stomach's pH or lower it for a long enough period of time. Because if it was, you would get stomach ulcers and you'd die.
Yep, I agree.
Drinking apple cider vinegar might help in your
respiratory systems, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
not a respiratory system, because unless you're snorting it, you know, like and blowing it out your nose, it's not really getting into your respiratory system anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be in your digestive, in your GI tract anyway.
Yeah, Kaan, the only issue is because the virus can't be killed. There's no.
Don't talk, man. Don't talk. I don't listen to you. Boycott. Ali Khan, boycott.
Say you fat Kaan. Fat Turkish.
Listen, I'd rather be fat than ugly.
Come on, guys, come on, man.
Yeah, at least I got kids. You ain't got kids, man.
Fucking hell, you're going to a 15-year-old. How am I supposed to have kids?
Exactly. You could be firing blanks. And with that voice, I won't be surprised.
Come on, guys, man.
Ali, what you tried it for, man? Chill out, bruv. But yeah, all right. Ali Khan's saying something about what were you saying? I'll respond.
There's not a vaccine out. So I was actually watching an Islamic scholar who's actually a scientist too. So he's both. He was saying that there's no vaccine out. So
Ali
everyone's
Khan,
panicking. Yes.
If the YouTube streaming community decided that you were going to be a guinea pig that like had the vaccine tested, allow that to happen.
If it was a demo, I'd prefer a national UK referendum.
You can either do it in the name of G Block, do it in the name of C Block, aka TOITN. We're Corona Block. We're all about any approaches to dealing with coronavirus or all prayers we can do. We can offer group prayers, multiple faith, multi-faith group prayers, all of that. But yeah, you can be the guinea pig, Ali Khan. You saying?
No. But the actual virus spreaded because in Wuhan they were testing on animals, and then so it's in my theory that because they were testing on animals, someone's gone on eating the tested animal which had the coronavirus.
Don't be silly, Ali Khan. I explained to you already. It's a wet market. They sell live animals. You take them home and they slaughter them for you, and you take them home and eat them live.
Yeah, okay, so someone
it's a wet market.
So someone ate an infected animal then?
They catch animals in the wild. It's not like they're bred in captivity. So when they catch them, they have viruses. Yeah. So when they kept the animals side by side, different breeds of animals kept side by side, yeah, they pass bacteria to each other. And especially where one crate is on top of the other crate and the bats are shitting and the shit is going down into the armadillo's thing and he's eating it. That's how the bacteria gets passed from animal to animal. And it creates a virus that is like unheard of or unseen or unknown. Do you understand? And because it's unknown, humans don't have antibodies for it. Do you understand now?
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ali Khan.
There was no testing. Wuhan is
Kaan
is
Kaan
is some modern scientific thing.
I would say what Kaan is saying is more likely. It's still a theory. No one actually knows. No one really knows where it's come from.
Well, Dan, there's videos. You can see the Wuhan wet market on
I've seen the wet markets. Yeah, I watched them.
Yeah.
I watched them last night.
Yeah. That's where they had all the dogs and squirrels and shit. But they've been eating all that stuff for God knows how long, and no one ain't got sick. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I can subscribe that. That's where it all come from, man. I don't know.
That's the theory they're putting out. It could be a man-made virus.
It could be more of a man-made thing.
Huawei, innit? Could be revenge.
Could be.
Against Huawei, and he's like, well, like, do you know what? We're gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean?
It could be that
our population. We're just gonna kill your population first.
It could be that the Trump administration did it.
H1N1. You had all kinds of viruses. Some viruses they turn out to be killers. It's normal stuff, man. It's been happening for thousands of years.
Exactly.
Nothing new here.
But once I agree with that, pussy or water.
By the way, if your girlfriend gave a virgin birth, be careful.
Huh? Oh wow!
Water's been waiting for that. He's been testing that one.
1 minute.
He's run a little test run on that one.
Dan, how can you be my girlfriend? How can you be my girlfriend and a virgin at the same time? That does not compute. That don't work out.
We're using virgin birth in the term of, in old school, they never had sex before, or something like that.
Yeah, you can't be my girlfriend and you've never had sex before. That don't make sense.
No, I'm saying no. The pregnancy was involved without the man being involved. I'm using it in that context.
If my girlfriend's having a pregnancy that I'm not involved in, that's what thingy's for, isn't it? Jeremy Kyle.
It's not like an immaculate conception. Like
I don't think he knows what Jeremy Kyle is, man.
Oh, maybe he don't. All right,
you don't know
Jerry
what Jeremy
Springer.
Kyle is.
Jerry Springer.
Or Maury.
Show, that's a good one.
What precautions are you taking against this coronavirus then, man? Have you got any
He's praying.
Are you praying for us?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Got the holy water out, innit?
Yeah.
Just a minute, guys.
I reckon.
Yeah,
holy water.
Italy's been smashed to bits, Dan. So you know.
I'll be back later.
Bob,
peace out, bro.
We're looking for an excuse to lock down the country.
You reckon?
They're lazy motherfuckers, man. What? Coronavirus? Shut everything down. Shut it down.
No, they didn't shut it down. That's why it got so bad out there, man.
I don't know. Maybe they got secret dealings with China, innit? They're getting secret stock flown in.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's sticky. Things look sticky.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Velle. He jumped off again. Circling. One just comes circling silently. Corona mask on. Can't come off mute. Is that Amy? Is that oh, that's Amy. That's the other one. I thought that was Amy.
What, based Amy, you mean?
Based Amy. Wendy Wu's Nigerian niece.
Nah, that's thingy. That's Hangouts Amy.
That's Hangouts Amy.
Hangouts Amy, where are you, Hangouts Amy? Jump on, man.
Who the hell was Hangouts Amy?
You see when she jumps on.
It's not one of them people who run up in your stream like last time, is it, Dan?
No.
And there was all that
She's
madness.
normal. She's a normal person.
Okay.
She's normal. Yeah, you're talking about the Brummies and that. Brummies.
Yeah. I don't want to hear none of that. Who's the father and all that stuff today, man? I think we've had too much drama.
What happened with that? What happened with who's the father? What was that about?
We didn't even get to that. They started tearing down Becka, and then everyone got sniped out the call.
By who?
By Becka.
Becka sniped everyone. She's just sniped everyone.
Becka took everyone.
Yeah, Amy, don't jump on. Don't jump on.
What, they weren't onto Amy though, were they?
That's that same Amy, innit? Don't jump on Amy.
Oh shit.
Who?
That might have been a bad experience.
Who? I'm confused, man. I'm so confused.
Stay away from the female beef.
I don't really care. It's fun as long as they know, like, after a while. It's just that they bring like 7 of them on. One comes on and then the rest of them come on. It wouldn't be bad if it was 1 or 2, but you know, when the whole gang jumps involved, it gets a bit messy. Yeah, they come ante up, man. Pack hunters, they call them, innit?
Speaking of pat hunters, Dan, do you remember that time some mad girl jumped on and started going mad, and Pat thought it was someone else.
Oh yeah, he dipped off. He's like, "Yeah, this is an open. This is an open
the
court
funniest
case."
thing ever. That was the best one.
Fuck you know. And then like 20 minutes later, when it was clear, he was like, "No, I don't think that."
Mitchell Abbey's donated £2.
Oh,
Concrete respect. I am really running low.
These girls got man running scared,
man. If I reach my goal,
these hangouts, I heard there's some deep dark hangouts like the dark web, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Got to be careful who you say and what you say about who.
I don't understand people telling their personal business to some of these random people, man.
I'm saying.
Is he gone again? Yeah.
Nothing.
Hassan's
Oh,
not
he's there.
I think Hassan's probably upset because Justin Trudeau's wife has got the coronavirus.
What?
Justin
Tom Hanks
Trudeau's wife.
apparently has got it. Tom Hanks has got it as well.
Yeah, he'll be upset.
Yeah,
Hassan.
and so is the health secretary.
Hassan's, isn't Hassan related to Justin Trudeau?
Who?
That's supposed to be his brother-in-law, isn't it? Brother or sister-in-law.
Hassan
He's related
Saba.
Yeah.
Hassan Saba's upset because of what?
Because Justin Trudeau's wife has got the coronavirus.
Why would he give a shit about Justin Trudeau's wife?
Because he's Canadian.
And?
Like we get attachment to personal like celebrities. If I was reading something that we get attached to celebrities.
Are you attached to Boris Johnson's girlfriend or wife or whoever she is?
No, but like if anything happened to like a celebrity or singer that I cared about, then you would feel
name one
emotional.
celebrity that you care about.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. If anything happened to her, I'd be upset.
You're weird, bro. You're weird.
Scientific and research has shown that we build connection with these people over
I'm back, guys.
Save us. So, do you got anything in that Vatican vault that can help us, mate?
But listen, what I was talking about was when I heard that Rastaman that was talking. I understand what he's saying about deaths with cigarettes, this and that. But as we can see, the corona is a fast-spreading virus, and also it hits the elderly hard. And even though, let's say, the regular flu is at about 0.01, this flu is hitting at around 1% to 1.5%. So if we're looking at a worldwide epidemic where everybody gets it, we're looking at it close to, even though it's not a lot for 7 billion people, it is still 300 million people. Of those 300 million people, obviously the older folks are going to get it. So it's better that we play a little bit safe now, let that virus die out, play it safe, wash your hands, stop dancing around.
But
wait till the virus dies off.
You can't die from the coronavirus. Yeah, that's why children get it. Nothing happens.
You can die if you're an older and you get to.
Yeah, so
I'm talking about 1%. I'm talking about 1%. The 1% that are going to get hit hard with it. There's a death rate going on right now. If you look at your stats of the world, if you calculate
in the UK, there is a vaccination against pneumonia. So if you're old, you should receive both the different.
Right now, I haven't heard of any vaccination being working, even the one in England. Because if you look,
it won't work on the coronavirus, but it will stop you getting the coronavirus at the same time.
Be prescribing this?
Because if you receive the coronavirus at the same time as a bacteria that leads to pneumonia, then you're almost certainly going to die.
But Kaan, I'm working off the death rate that's being shown right now on all countries. There's certain countries that have a higher death rate. There's certain countries that have a less death rate. For instance, if you look at China, you have 80,000 infected, and from China, I believe it's around 6,000 that are dying. Now that's a high death rate of around 2-3%. They're getting high.
Then you have to look at what percentage of their population is over 60.
I'm talking about exactly. That's what I'm telling you. If you calculate 1%, just 1%.
So it's like 3K in China, though. It's 3K.
Okay, 3K. It's around 3%. 100,000, 3%. Got it. 3%. That's 3%. That's the 3,000 dead. That's a 3% dying rate, and most of them are elderly.
Agreed.
It's just doing simple math, guys.
So what is it you're telling us?
What I'm telling you is that don't listen to these guys that say, don't worry about it, go around dancing, enjoy. That's what I'm saying. No, you guys got to be, even though the youngers don't get it, the 40s don't get it, the 50s could go through it, you're still going to pack up your emergency system, okay? Because even if you get it and you go into a little bit of respiratory, you're going to take up an emergency bed, even though you're going to make it, okay?
Walter, they're not allowing you to go to hospital. Forget emergency bed. They're not even letting you through the door.
Okay, maybe in England, but okay, let's talk about a country where I'm at in Canada. Okay, so maybe I don't know what England's doing with them, But look at China, what they had to do. They had to create 3 major facilities. Here in Canada, they're opening up old hospitals just to be ready if anything goes wrong, because they don't want the beds to be taken up. Because obviously, if it hits, it's going to be a little bit, you're going to crowd your hospitals. You don't want to be crowding your hospitals. So all I'm saying is that people are just talking like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Enjoy life. Blah, blah, blah. No. Just be careful. Just be careful. Let it in 2-3 weeks. If we're all safe and sharp, this thing will die. The virus will die. It needs humans to.
No, but Walter, they're saying that it's already mutating. So this whole ideology about we're all going to catch it and become immune and we protect the elderly, that's not the case. Because if it mutates, We don't know if it's going to be the same amount of danger or increased or what. But all we do know is that there will be no immunity.
Correct. Listen, Kaan, it's a virus. Viruses change every year. Just like the Spanish flu killed so many million people and it never came back. It's like one of those hurricanes that you never see in 100 years. It's like anything that's in nature, okay? It's like this corona could be now here today, just like SARS. But today,
there is the possibility that it could.
There's always a possibility. We all know that. But that's a possibility. That's like Ebola saying there could be a possibility. Of course, there could always be a possibility. But just like anything else, the possibilities are low that it's going to be one that takes effect to a lot of people. This one is happening right now. This one right now is hurting.
Hold on.
This one,
Walter, can I explain something to you? If you understand about receptors, you understand about the competition, the competitive receptors, right? So when it mutates, if it mutates and it's still similar to the original strain, and your receptors are all filled up with the original strain, the new version, even if it is 10 times more dangerous, will find nowhere to attach to your body because all your receptors would be filled up with the old version. Do you understand? But some people, the unlucky, what I'm saying is some people, the unlucky ones, yeah, if there is a mutation and it's worse and they haven't received the first dose and they go straight to the second version, the more killer version, they could like be really at risk. We don't know if that can happen yet. You see what I mean? But the more people that catch it, the more chance there is of a mutation.
Okay, so if it was, let's say, if you were talking about, let's say you were talking about a 4% death rate. Is that what you want?
Yo,
you want everybody to catch it so we hit a 4% death rate?
Walter, fix your mic, mate. Yeah, fix your mic up, bro.
Well,
the mic inside you shit. Thank you. Fix your mic up.
Sounds like you're under the sea, bro.
Now you guys tell me after I've been talking for 5 minutes. Just a minute.
Born Rich, if that was you, jumped on with your other SGS Fight Club. Jump on again.
That better?
Yes.
That is better?
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, I don't know why you're talking about this, Kaan, because right now we're dealing with one situation. Why are we talking about what might happen in 5 years from now?
Because the English government's taken a completely different stance than any other country. They're literally putting nothing on lockdown at all. They're taking no precautions at all. They're saying,
you guys are closing concerts. You're doing everything. You're not doing any more soccer games.
The schools are still open,
and the children are still open.
Are the breeding grounds for the germs, and they're bringing it home to the elderly. Forget about going to football matches and all that. That's like.
Well, then England, I don't understand what's wrong with England, because here in most countries are closing schools, closing. Even.
But in England, if they close the schools, no one's going to be able to go work. And the whole country's going to come to a standstill.
We're talking about what? We're talking about.
And then the government's going to have to put everyone's rent on pause and start sending people £100 a week to live on. And they don't want to do that until a significant amount of people are actually dead. Then they'll say, okay, then we have to do it.
Kaan's right about that. Most definitely.
If that's what you guys want to do, then that's what you do.
It's not what we want to do, it's what the government's doing. It's not what we want to do.
Here, we're talking about holding off for a couple of weeks here, not 10 months. We're talking about
a couple of weeks. Do you know how much rent that is living in London? Do you know how much your rent's going to be?
Okay, but you know that in school they get 3 months off for summer, right? So it's not like kids have never been home for 2 months during summer break or even March break for 2 weeks.
Well, do you know what?
Yeah, but we have summer camps and places where we send our kids. That ain't going to be available.
.co.uk and then speak to Prime Minister about.
What are you going to say? Roll your dice. But maybe I personally believe that a couple of weeks. Because a lot of these kids are usually taken care of with their grandparents. So if they get sick, they're not going to. Of course, they're not going to die because they're kids. But if they're being taken care of by grandma and grandpa,
yeah, and grandma and grandpa are the most susceptible that can die. Why are we going to put the kids next to the grandparents?
All right, so if you keep them away.
So who's going to look after the kids while we work?
Look, God, I can't win. What do you want me to say?
There ain't no win, bro.
This is what you're doing. Here in the States, they're doing it. In Canada, they're doing it. France, they're doing it. China had to go in full lockdown. Okay, France
this is the same argument we have with Hassan Safa the whole time, that he compares Canada
doing it
to England. England is completely different, bro.
I understand that, but doesn't make
you can't understand it. England's just nuts, bro.
Okay. Look, I'm just telling, like, be careful. Wash your hands a lot. Keep the kids away from the elderly. So like that, that's the best you could do then at this point. Obviously it's going to pass. Hopefully, we could, limit the casualties, right?
See everything me, Walter, yeah? I'm a hypochondriac already. I'm already a germaphobe. So I have got out of the habit of touching my face. When I'm outside and I'm touching stuff like a Tesco's trolley or a banister or a lift button or whatever I'm touching throughout the day, normally, I know not to touch my face, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried.
You know what you could do? You could put on gloves, and then when you see your gloves going to your face, it'll be like, oh, gloves on, don't touch face.
It'll be a bit late. I mean, it'll be too late.
No, but I'm just saying, like, to see
I don't touch my face, bro. I don't rub my eyes. I don't touch my face. I don't put my fingers in my mouth. I don't do none of that. And when I see my kids doing it, I told them not to do it as well.
You'd be surprised.
I'm just a germaphobe. I'm a germaphobe.
I've been watching people on like the news and all that. People are being cautious about touching. They're really trying to work it. They're really trying to limit that. I mean, like you said, like I said, you're okay, Kaan. What you're like, what, 30, 40 years old?
I'm 46.
You're 46. I mean, you shouldn't. You're probably under the 1% rate.
Yeah, but obesity puts you over.
You don't have heart problems, do you?
God.
Do you have?
God.
Yes, Captain.
I don't have no beef with you, though.
I know, bro. Come on, don't be silly, Captain.
Yeah.
Nothing like that, bro. Don't be silly. It's all love, man. Come on.
No, but I just wanted to come
Big
up.
Uncle Rambo.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rambo. But I'm not one of them soft guys. You know what I mean?
Bro, don't worry, man. We have the fucking gloves on, or we could put oil on our fucking knuckles, and we could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Whatever you want to do in it.
I know you could do bare knuckles, right? So say nothing. Yeah.
But actually, Kaan is lucky he's a germaphobe because he's thinking about it more than the rest of us who are always touching our face.
But Walter, some people hygiene over here is very low, bro. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we got fucking jokes about. Some of our hygiene over here is very low. People would shake your hand with the same hand they're pissed in. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Dicking, yeah.
Well, don't tell me your sister's not telling you to stop shaking hands for now and just like touch elbows.
No, this is what we do.
Yeah, elbows. Or touch ankle, ankle.
Yeah, boot to boot.
Exactly.
Leave the trailer.
Do the Japanese the way the Japanese do it. Bow to each other, something like that for now.
That's it. We just say, yo, you know what? Respect, and that's it. I can hold my fist up there and say, yo, respect. That's it, fam.
I'm pretty sure people are not going to be upset at you because you didn't shake your hand. I say, look, guys, it's not the time to be shaking hands.
Guess what, lads? To practice safe affection, get a body condom.
Actually, they do sell those things. That's what they're using in a hospital. But the thing about those suits is you start sweating in them. Those biological suits.
A lot of people lose a lot of weight.
One thing, Captain. I learned from black people as a youngster.
Where is this coming about?
I'm at the bath. Yeah. Vaseline.
No, guess what, bro?
Trust me, it blocks up all those pores,
I get you.
Block up all them pores, bro.
Come, guess what? We stepped up now. We got shea butter on the scene, bro.
I still prefer Vaseline.
I still love it. Yeah, Vaseline helps.
I love it.
Wait,
Yo, this.
Oh, guys, also as for sanitizer, if you go on the internet, they have some good recipes like to using jab eggs and things like that. If you want to do your own spritz bottles and stuff, when sanitizer runs out, so these guys don't gouge you for all kinds of money.
Get yourself alcohol. Get me.
Exactly. If you're feeling like you touch something in a wine little alcohol bottle on the side, 70%. Just rub it on your hands, rub it good. So just in case,
exactly.
you guys feel that these guys are trying to, Amazon started this. I was saying that on the internet. Amazon started this when the first time it started. They were selling the bottles on Amazon for like $40. Like, it was ridiculous. If anybody sees that, what do you think it's going to cost? They think, well, in the internet, I'm getting it for 50. I might as well I better get them off the shelf before I lose all my, everything is like double, triple the price. So.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Half of the roads over here, like in London, some of them are dead now. There's hardly no one out.
Yeah, there's some stores the same thing. Over here. Yeah. The sanitizer, toilet paper gone. I mean, what does a person need? Like with 50. And I think that even if something were to happen, I believe that they would allow you to go to stores. They'd probably like create some.
Allow you to go to stores and take what you want.
No. Like, instead of like, everybody would be. If something, God forbid, something bad was really to happen, I'm pretty sure they'd be able to control the lines into stores so that people are not overcrowded to go get their stuff. Per person.
This is the weird shit Canadians come out with.
Yo, Kaan.
It's the weird shit Canadians come out with, bro. Don't you know it's dog eat dog out here?
Yeah, but you guys, we're all
that's why they're putting. That's why they're
No, we're not. This is England.
Follow a plan.
This is the belly of the beast, motherfucker. This is England.
You guys been around for thousands of years before Canada. We've been only around 200 years.
How do you think they survived that long? By
exactly.
being
So
bastards,
you guys
innit?
figure out something.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Walter. When shit hits the fan, it's gonna be dog eat dog, and that's it.
Yeah, look, you can get your hands on this shit, yeah. Get your hands on this shit. Get your hands on this shit, yeah. Alcohol for your hands.
Exactly. Help each other
Rubbing
out,
alcohol.
come up with ideas.
Yeah, get that.
Everybody,
80%, brother. 80% alcohol.
Hey,
just don't drink
it,
it.
my brother.
If you drink it, you might die.
Exactly. It's not to drink.
What about if that goes into your pores? Would that redeem you? Would that redeem haram if you want pure alcohol? How much?
Well,
Rambo.
If you use it, yeah, if you drink this, yeah, Muslims don't use this. Proper Muslims don't use this.
Alright, so what are you then? A maverick Muslim?
Well, mainstream.
I know moonshine is pretty high on alcohol.
Now,
we gotta start making some moonshine, but it's gonna be legal again.
Listen, stop now making alcohol. Yeah, if you want alcohol, Jamaica, we got overproof white rum. Support my country, help our economy. Yeah, thank you very much.
White rum is 70% proof. No, it's about 20%.
No, not when you report it. The ones what you sell in the shop is a bit regulated. But when you like bring it through what do you call it, duty free, then you got like
the real deal. Junk. You need some junk robati.
But the real deal still has to be like around proof.
Yeah, everyone knows what I mean.
Now you know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. So like I said, we got to come up with ideas to help each other. Don't go crazy. There's ways to clean.
Hold on, Walter. How you gonna help me? Have you got a special ship? Yeah, what's allowed to come through? Because I'm a gangster. I can set up something at the Thames barrier so you can bring that ship through in the Thames, and man will take it from south. You know what I mean? But you have to get into the British Channel with your boat, brother. You can't bring a rubber dinghy. Yeah, it won't work. That would be blown out water. So if you got any, bro, you can't really help us out, man.
No, I can't.
How the hell you gonna do it?
It'll take me 3 months. It takes me 3 months. It'll probably take me 3 months in my little fish boat, and it's over by then, and I'm dead.
Walter, my friend, and your advice, bro, if you understand the dynamics in England, you'll be saying a complete different thing. It's like when I was telling Boone Rich about tornadoes and stuff, I look stupid because he understands what's going on in Tennessee and Texas. I was baffled to know how tornadoes do and all of that. Yeah. So when you see what we go through over here, bro, it's different, man. We're in a concrete jungle, bro. We don't have places where we could run off in the forests and all of that shit. Yeah. come on, bro. Waterman, I'm going to tell you that we living in a different world to you lot. Like, we don't have, if shit hits the fan, we don't even have enough legitimate weapons to even defend our family, bro. We would have to go and buy illegal firearms to back our family, bro. Yeah? If we were quarantined, yeah, and shit, it's gonna be so hard for certain people, bro. If the benefit system crush over here, some of us will be fucked, bro. Yeah,
bro. If that's the case, if that's the case,
then looting on the street.
If that's the case, guys, if that's the case, well, other countries will have to help you guys. That's it. I mean, we gotta work together here. You know, we got America that's strong. We got the Canada that's probably gonna help you. You got
Walter.
Stop panicking.
Walter, this country was under flood the other day. I didn't see no Canadian army help the people whose house was flooded up. They never bought no rubber dinghies. They didn't even offer help. So when we go through this virus, it's gonna be just nothing but hymns and praise, bro. Yeah.
But the captain's really negative. I never thought that England, a free society, couldn't win. It's just gonna go chaos because of people trying to help each other here.
I'm realistic. Go and tell the people up north, who's been flooded on Boxing Day. 2 years ago, they get fucked up this year. They're in the water subsided, another lash of rain come and broke the fucking barriers again. I didn't see no American, Canadian army.
Well, we had our floods going too, but we're talking about death here now. We're not talking about
Walter, let me mention something to you. Recently, there was such a thing called the London riots. Do you know what happened during the London riots? They closed the police stations down and shipped the police out. Yeah? London riots, my bro. The only thing that's catching you is the fucking CCTV camera. That means after the riot, 3 weeks after the riot, they come knocking on your door saying, why was you up Tesco's robbing a 46-inch TV?
You guys are really not selling immigration to England very well, by the way.
I'm telling you, don't come to England.
Yeah, why would people want to come to England? It's nothing there. It's cold. England is y'all are soft there.
Yeah, but behave yourself, bro. Behave yourself, bro.
Women are warm.
Guys, I'm watching Speaker's Corner. You guys got the sun out already. We're still in the cold here. It's like, wow, look, they got green out there. It's like March, and they got all green. Us we're like looking at snow here.
That's a delusion, bro. Whoa, that's a delusion. This is still like winter month.
It's Speaker's Corner. They paint the grass green, so it looks good for everybody.
That's right, Walter. That's right.
Born was just trying to throw shade in that. Born was trying to throw some shade, yeah?
That's Babylon that the Bible.
There we go, Babylon.
And America is
only
Babylon,
excuse to throw shade, yeah? You still butthurt about Wilder, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, don't start.
Hey, wait to the rematch. Wait to the rematch.
There ain't no rematch.
There ain't no rematch, man. Your guy got smacked up, man.
Yeah, rematch.
Your boy let you down, man.
And he cheated. He didn't even have his gloves all the way on. But that's another conversation, Dan.
He got that jab.
Yeah, we can have that conversation. We kind of got into it earlier on. Still.
Yeah, we can have that. Let's have that conversation, man. He got jab. Boom.
It didn't have
jab, right hook, left, right, body shots, head shots. Damn, the man was down, bro. And
all right, guys, signing off. See you later.
Later
on. See you later. Yeah, man.
Did you see his video on Instagram? Wilder, did you see Wilder's video on Instagram?
Which one?
Which one?
When he's talking about the head thing being too heavy.
Yeah, there's that one. You talk about we're gonna come back strong. We're gonna come back strong. Don't worry, we're gonna come back strong.
What do you think about the white towel? Do you think they should have thrown in the white towel earlier?
But he might have got killed. My man might have pummeled him till he was dead, man.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I tell you the truth. Do you know how we got beaten up? If I was his trainer and his ring man, I'm chucking in the towel. Because when I'm telling my corner, when I'm telling my fighter, work behind your jabs. Use your jabs more. And he doesn't listen to me. and he gets banged up openly and doesn't cover himself up properly, and he falls about on the floor more than 3 times, I'm chucking in that towel. Because you know what? I'm not getting sued, for this.
100.
I'm not getting sued from not watching my fighters when they're in shit and in need. Let me tell you something. If the way how he got butts up, real boxes overstand, bro. He did not work behind his
Mitchell donated £2.
and he did not tighten up.
Respect.
He did not charge up.
Fury
He did not run around the ring too much. He should have ran.
Now, Rambo, you know what's funny? And you a Black Panther. I cannot believe that you are going for the oppressor over this black man, Rambo.
Oh, he's trying to distract you, Rambo, from the facts. It's just why he's saying Black Panther. He's trying to distract you with the facts that my man got pummeled. He got pummeled.
Born Rich, you don't know Rambo had the Irish grandmother. She probably taught him how to box.
Oh, who? Rambo got an Irish. Rambo, you Irish?
He's got Irish grandmother. Show him the tattoos, Rambo.
Captain McNamara. Captain, he got his green on.
He's wearing it now, bruv. He's a Celtics. Big up.
Up the rough.
Big up the Celtic man, them.
Yeah. Big up all my Irish man, them, yeah? And what? Fuck off, bro. Like you want to disrespect it, Born Rich. You got Boston. Go rely on them fuckers, bro. Bitch.
Big up Rambo.
Man,
Rambo, my G.
My G, I love Rambo, man. I didn't know he was Captain McNamara.
Yo, big up Captain McNamara. Big up the Irish, man. Captain McNamara, madness. Yo, big up.
Hey, rude boy. These shirts ain't like your stupid Arsenal tops and that, where you get them from regular fucking places.
All right, behave, Captain. Behave, bro. Yeah, Lada. This is my team now, bro. Come on, man. I got love for you, uncle, but Lada.
Big up Liverpool because we never walk alone, bruv. Yeah? Alright. Know yourself, bruv. Some people don't know their football shit enough, and that's why they get bust up, bruv. Yeah?
Nah, fam. No. Slow down, man.
Listen to me now. Remember this, you know. Yo, Shisul, I ain't never dissing Arsenal. Yeah? They got bare Arsenal.
How can you diss Arsenal, man? Pat Jennings. Jennings. Come on, Charlie Nicholas.
Hold on. Arsenal, big up Arsenal, innit? Yeah, they got bare black fans, bare black players, and they always had that, bro. Yeah? Certain other teams, does not like black people, and man would consider themselves being their fan in their house, but would never go and support their football team, bro. Yeah? Don't talk to me about football, bro.
Yeah, but Celtic and Arsenal's always been
no, they've been cool. And so is Liverpool. They've been cool with them teams. Is West Brom. I know my shit, bro. Yeah?
Yeah.
When you talk about Chelsea, it's a different kettle of fish, or Millwall. Then you start talking about. When you talk about now when you talk about sectarianism and all of that.
Exactly.
Man, don't know their shit, bro. This is bigger than your religion, bro. This is sectarian. Celtic and Rangers for years, bro. Yeah, for years. And you got all of these NDLs and all of these fascist fuckers go to these places. This is where you could have it out. Go up to Scotland, bro. Man will juke you up there, fam.
Been there, fam.
It's deep.
It's deep. Have you heard of this place called Easter House?
Easter House.
Yeah. Oh.
Whereabouts? Are you talking about Glasgow, though?
Yeah, Glasgow, Easter House. The East End of Glasgow, bro. The murder capital of the UK.
But bro, the way how it is up there, when I went up there, I said, Ross Clark, the way how you talk about blood and Crips, Celtic and Rangers, man's got their own green ends and man's got their own blue ends.
So Rambo, is it a heavy black population in that part?
No.
Well, it's bare black people live in Scotland, and always have.
They call them darkies.
But it depends where they are, fam. It's like people down here call us nigger and all of this shit.
Yeah.
So we have to understand it down here. Yeah, man.
Listen, Bing, Rambo.
Yeah.
I went to Newcastle, yeah. Moved in the next day. 3 housewives come knocking on the door with a bowl of sugar, telling us, yeah, if you want anything, come check us, innit? We were like, rah. Glasgow's got pussy galore, innit? Went to Glasgow now, stayed one night. The next day, there's a knock on the door. 4 big men come in the yard, pull out one fucking wrap, put a 2-line of coke on the glass table, and they just sat there going, yeah, so who are you? Where you from? Start chatting. They left. I was saying to my cousin, bro, why did they come with the coke, innit? He's going, to check if you're police, innit?
Yeah.
But that's how them man roll, bruv. If you don't do the line, if you're like, nah, I'm not doing it, bruv, you're going to get hanged upside down by your ankles, bro.
Yeah, but you know what, bro?
They're serious.
Yo, Scotland's a different level, fam. Like, I think...
Trust me.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I do this knife crime pandemic, what goes on in South London, especially in my areas, bro, yeah? But what I witnessed, even being a security up in Scotland, because I was up there during the Commonwealth Games, bro, and I needed the money, so I said, fuck that, I'm going up there, the men there, up there, because my company was has another branch in Scotland, my security company. We worked hand in hand, innit? So I worked in Celtic grounds, looking after the actual football grounds. You know what I mean? While the Olympics was going off, and I managed to get all of my Celtic clothes and everything because I worked there for like a month. But I had like 3 weeks work up there, so I was doing all good. So I was looking after the whole site while the Olympics was, the Commonwealth Games was carrying on, and because I was telling them, yeah, boy, I'm from London and I could never get these like top and everything. They kind of gave me this top, tracksuit, everything, bruv. I come back with actually a good suitcase load, bruv. I never forget that. You know what I mean? And I've been up to the finals, to their finals, a year ago. It was bad, bro. You know what I mean? I had a good atmosphere. And even when I'm going up there as a black man, bruv, fam, man took me to all to them. They got a lot of Rasta sounds up there, and I never knew, bro. Like a lot of the roots, I know Just Shaka and them in there. A lot of them in there play up there, get me, and they got their sound systems, they got their setups, bro. You know what I mean? So basically, that's what I learned. Sometimes I come out of my comfort zone and realize, get me. Sometimes it ain't all like that, bro. You know what I mean? I big up Celtic. The whole of the the staff, the workers and all of that, they gave me a nice time, bro. They made me feel good. It's like, when you get that chance to go around Arsenal, but I did it for free, bro. When the man showed me everything, I felt wicked. And they landed me with at least £150 worth of stuff, bro. I felt good, fam. That was the best experience I had outside my comfort zone.
Nice.
But yeah, man. No, like when somebody brings another, like Scotland, because Scotland is a different level. Even when they're speaking, when they're speaking, I can relate with it because of the patois. Like in the Jamaica, like when we say I and all of that, I know what they're talking about. When I say I and all of that, we know what we're talking about. There's certain things like we don't say free, we say tree. So certain things,
I went up there, yeah. Like everyone will say, "Oh, Kaan, you look white. You look white." But when I went up there, them Scottish man, they don't recognize me as white, bro. They're looking at me like I'm foreign, innit? So they're all cool with me. As soon as I open my mouth and they hear me speak English, bro, they're on me like flies on shit. They're like swarming around me like they're gonna kidnap me off the road, bro. They're going, "What? You from England? Yeah? You English? Yeah? What are you doing around here? Are you English? Yeah?"
Yeah,
and I was like, no, man, I'm Turkish, you know. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Scary, man. East End of Glasgow, them man don't fuck about. They'll cut your face open.
Yeah, but they walk with their knives, and if you call the police is gonna say that's what they do.
What police? There ain't no police. Bro, it's a no-go zone.
Card. Let me tell you something, bro. Yeah. When I done this thing, the security says, the head of the whole team said, look, the people's coming in with their knives and it ain't this big, bro. When I've seen the knives in women's handbags and men's like on them, I'm surprised, bro. I'm saying, we wasn't allowed to confiscate their knives and all nothing because it's a common thing up there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
bro.
if you start trying to confiscate knives, you're gonna have a bag full of knives, bro.
But bro, man will just go and get other knives. They got a different knife policy up there, different knife law. Know what I mean? Like down here, you get caught with a knife, you will go jail without even doing a crime with it.
Yeah, them men are going on like they're Sikhs or something, bro. They're going on like the Sikhs. Everyone's got a knife.
Everybody, bro. Don't get it twisted. And Scotland is a place they love fighting. And if
they love it.
Yeah, bro. So you give it all the mouth and can't back yourself, you're getting fucked up.
One straight headbutt.
Bro, I see security getting fucked up there. I see people getting beat up. Yeah. They're tolerant. Their tolerant level is different than people down in London. People like in England, we talk. Some people don't. Some places in England they don't talk. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah. They go straight in. Straight in, bro. No talking.
They'll give it to you, bro.
Yep.
Like you can't go out.
You gotta know the culture. You gotta know the culture when you're going in places, man.
You gotta know the culture. You gotta know people up there, bro. If you ain't going up there for no work and you think you could go up there on your county line experiments, Scotland is a no-go place.
Nah, no way. Don't fuck with Scotland.
Some people don't even want you shitting in their community. That's how certain places are, bro. Yeah, they don't want you to do no dirt in their areas. That's another thing I learned. I sit down with people and talk, like, want to know what bruv, when man talk that at night, different world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bruv, you see man getting beat up, bruv. Bouncers will thump you up, man fighting on the street, girls fight, everybody's fighting up there. But Scotland's a nice place and I'm not disrespecting it.
No, the people are nice. The people are nice.
And you know what, bro? I was up there and I'll be real. That little time, or since I went up there, like, you know what I mean, to the Celtic game, to the final, bam, I've never been called a nigger up there, bruv. So I won't ever, you know what I mean? They might have looked at me funny because maybe that's how they are and things. We look at each other funny down here. So I'm not stereotyping Scotland. Big up all of the man from Glasgow, wherever you come from, bro. I've been all over the place, fam, and I never really experienced certain stuff. Only when I was younger, Kaan, when you get to a certain age, people don't really fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have to live beyond that point where you're not a target. Like, even in the gang culture, you
can't be sending off no nerdy vibes.
No, yeah, bro. Just be straight in it. It's not your area. Respect everybody. Yeah, I don't care where I go. If I'm leaving my area, I give the other areas the utmost respect, bro. I'll be real with you. I ain't gonna screw nobody in no other area or nothing.
Yeah, but that's the big man way, innit? That's how we do it, innit? Don't disrespect no one and don't tolerate no disrespect. Innit?
Yeah, bro. I mean, nowadays, man, like most of the youths now, when I say youths, it's a certain age group I work with. And I don't work beyond or below that bracket, fam. Mm-hmm. You understand? Now I think about it. Like, I have to, when I approach a young, like an 18-year-old youth, I have to think about, bro, what happens if somebody approach my son? I'm gonna I have to be very thoughtful, you understand? I don't go and say to you, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. I have to be very thoughtful, bro. Yeah? Because sometimes when you're going out there to do a positive movement, it can really fuck you up, bro. Go and, you know what I mean? It's certain youths, it's good to speak to them, but not too close to them. Have some space. You understand? Because
because they can turn on you, innit? They can turn on you. Like, they're like jackals.
No.
They're like the jackals, innit?
Get that. Imagine me and you's walking across the road and we seen a grown-ass man talking to a youth and he's talking in his space and we talk with our hands. For me and you, it won't look good, bro. So I have to always be precautious. Even in security, if I see a missing child, fam, I'd rather call a woman security to do with that. I wouldn't like to always stand on my own with a child. That's security is my way of life, bro. So a lot of things I learned over the years is just thrown me off for certain things, bro. Don't get too in with too much use, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't get I can't get too inner with no under 21-year-old. I'm very funny, bro. Yeah, fam. Sometimes when they tell me, there are little problems, I like to get my younger dons to talk to them youths. Because I can't do that all the time. And even in youth work, that's different. But when I'm on the street, bro, me no trust no camera because being in security, like myself, and you see on the cameras, sometimes the footage, you can perceive it wrong. So you have to be on point, fam, when you deal with it. Because you go to an old woman and start talking with your hands and shit, two men might jump at the car and bust you up, bro. You might not even say nothing wrong to her, no, but you're talking with your hands and everything. So far, it looks like you could be intimidating people. You understand?
Yeah.
Know what I mean? So that's why I love this corona thing. Don't fucking touch me, innit? Yeah? Stay your distance. When you talk, don't talk in my face, innit? Because we don't need to, you know what I mean, exchange fluids or that. And you stay in yours. Give me my space. I want my safety zone. Yeah. Big up. Bro, I'm just making sense and just making jokes, bro. I have to lighten up now. Now it's getting evening and thing. Big up everybody in the chat. You understand? Without you, there's none of these YouTube platforms. Big up the whole of G Block gang, the whole of the people. Big up. You understand? Dan, I've got to go now, no, bro. Yeah.
All right, Rambo. What's up, man?
Salute, Rambo. Salute, Captain.
No,
salute the captain, man. Big up.
Big up, man. Yo, Rich. Yo, Boom Rich.
Yeah, what's up, Captain?
If I don't see you later, if I don't speak to you later, I'll speak to you tomorrow. You know that, yeah?
My brother, salute.
Yo, Rambo, you know I weren't cutting you like that. There was a guy in the chat, Big George Foreman. He said he said he's from Scotland. I just went at his thing. He said the Catholic and Protestant hatred is another level that you don't find in other parts of the world. They brought in stop and search on a mass scale back then for the gangs. You got the UDA gangsters for Rangers and IRA for Celtic. It's very toxic. Yeah, a little bit of input there just before you left.
But big up though. But big up for that. And that's what I said to you earlier on, innit? I said before you start, do not talk about Scotland like that. Most of us over here, the little stupid stuff we are worrying about, these people deal with bigger things, you know, bro. Yeah, where I just say, fam. Bro, it's hard, fam. The dynamics from what we experience down here and the dynamics up there is on a different level, bro. Yeah, what they're going through up there, we can't comprehend down there. And sometimes when we read the media, we watch the news and stuff, you still don't know the graphic ins and outs there. It's something what's been going on for a long time.
Mitchell Abbey's donated £2.
I believe that this British government has a major part to play in this role. And you know what I'm saying, fam? It's very political stuff, bro. But big up that guest who spoke about it. You understand? Big up. Dan, I've got to go now, no?
That's not Rambo, man. No worries.
I just want to leave the platform with a peaceful level, get me? Because it's been up and down today. And I want to apologize to everybody in the chat for my ignorance. Rude boy, rude boys and rude girls. Yeah, righteous men and righteous women, big up yourselves and keep on your path. Bless up. I'm
Bless
off.
up,
Yeah?
Rambo, man. Bless up.
No. Bless means less. Big up and salute
be more.
every
Yeah,
time.
man. Be more.
Yeah,
man.
big up.
Captain Rambo, man.
Always good to have Rambo about.
Yo, I like how we come back and smooth things over with you as well, Kaan. That was
No, bless up. That was well
I wasn't
done.
even a surprise, bro. That Rambo, he's got a class, bro. He's a classy guy. He ain't gonna let himself down, is he?
No.
I'm saying. And the same likewise goes back to Rambo, innit? Like, I'll never disrespect him, you know what I'm saying? I called him an old cunt, but that was just banter, innit? That was just joke. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Rambo's like big up to Mr. Amarrzz, I think. The legend that is Amarrzz.
Yeah.
Big up to Halima in the chat as well.
Halima boss.
Halima Sultan.
Big up Saramanda White as well.
Halima, the mother of a nation.
Yeah, so what is this? Is Halima like some proper, is that some well-known figure?
Yeah. She's the biggest.
Amarrzz.
Yo,
what's going on, man?
Dan?
Going on, bro?
Safe. Chilling, man. What? Yo, Carlito, what's happening?
Alhamdulillah, my bro. How you doing?
Alhamdulillah. What's going on? What's the debate about?
We're just talking about
general stuff.
Yeah, like the coronavirus and that.
Okay, oh, sorry, who's that? Who else is here? Shisul.
Yeah, walk on.
Safe, Shisul. I don't think I've spoken to you before, have I?
Yeah, you have spoken to me before.
Okay, was I not nice to you? Was I not nice?
No, we're both not nice to each other, but it's all good, man. It's just, you know what I mean? It's nothing.
Okay, I don't remember. He wasn't. I don't think I took anything to heart. I don't remember. Yeah. What was it about? Why was it nice to you?
Oh, I don't know. You was just being you, innit?
Getting that, innit?
Yeah, you just being you. You jumped on Raspect.
You know I'm a nice guy. I don't do nothing like that.
No, but Mr. Amarrzz, this was a while ago. You jumped on Raspect, man, and it was just we was just having a back and forth, and it's nothing.
Yeah. What was it about?
Major, brother, it was so long ago. I don't even remember. Something
what's better, chocolate cake or vanilla?
Oh my god, this guy, bro. What's wrong with you, God?
Carlito.
Yeah, bro.
I've got your picture. You look like a young fat Steven Seagal.
I look like someone was saying to me, I look like a fat K Coke. I was cracking up.
You look like a fat Freddie Mercury.
Oh, fuck off! I'm better looking than Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury's an ugly motherfucker.
Fucking Freddie Mercury, too much fucking cum in his bum.
Oh, shut up!
Oh shit! Do you remember when we had a roast off? It was Mr. Amarrzz versus someone else. We had votes and shit. Remember that?
Who won?
That shit, man.
Mr. Amarrzz roasting someone else. I think it was her.
He was always roasting someone, man. Him and the pigeon are funny though, and him and Raj go there.
The one tries to make a song about me.
Squire.
The shit out of him. Yeah, Squire.
Yeah, what happened to Squire? He ain't been around for a while, man.
I put him in his place. I don't even it done.
I don't know. That was I think you lot both respected each other at the end of the little exchange.
It was a sticky one, yeah.
He didn't want no more. And I didn't want to bash him no more. I didn't want to bully him. That's what happened. Right. But anyway, we're talking about the coronavirus. Have they found any breakthrough? How to stop it, or how to delay it, or how to weaken it?
Nope.
Yeah. Hold that.
Yeah, you just gotta hold that. Grab that.
Amarrzz, you're putting people on the spot, you know.
Why?
I got Speaker's Corner skits on the fucking chat going, I'm sorry for putting your picture out there. Is that I did not know people would attack you like this, fam.
I'll fucking you know what?
But you know that I'll get the most amount of hate. I get bare hate. I get more hate than
you've come on streams about your camera, though. You've come on streams about your camera.
Bare times. So I'm not bothered.
I'll come on camera now, man. Fuck you guys. Look at that. There's the camera.
That's how you feel, innit? No one's forced how you feel about it.
Look, anyway, I'm too beautiful to come on camera, as you guys know. You get me?
Amarrzz, did you see my new sofas? I know you're the man for sofas, innit?
Yeah, no, show me.
I showed you. You seen it? Oh shit! I can't bother to show you now, bro.
You know I got the sofas.
Yeah, you're the man for sofas, innit?
You're the one.
But man's got like 5 levels to his house, and every level's got like a fucking $6,000 sofa set, bro.
You know,
just smashing it.
Not anymore,
Amarrzz, them fingers look like they're very, very capable of handling
man's
cake.
got a house like an Ottoman chic, bro.
You know this, bro. You know this. That's my family yard. That's my family yard. That's not mine.
Yeah, man. Imagine how many people you could fit in there, man, with comfort.
It's empty. Loads.
Yeah.
Loads. It's in that's my family's house in Birmingham.
Yeah. You have to invite me up, man, innit? Next time.
Yeah, man. I'm doing a Mawlid event, innit?
Yeah, next time it's Mawlid, invite me, man. You know what? I'll bring you some baklava, innit? From Green Lane.
Yeah, man. Proper.
Yeah. Our baklava is like so expensive, man. It's nice though.
Okay, you're still not moving anything then from Turkey, or?
Mitchell donated £2
from Turkey no more.
Yeah, man.
I'm running low on my coins. How much more till I reach my goal, Dan?
I reckon I'll get paid on a mugshot.
That was a former life, man. I give all that up now. I'm Muslim now.
Alhamdulillah. That's good.
Anyway, let's talk about something serious, innit? You know what I mean? Where's the Islamophobes at?
Nah, they're not.
Don't know, mate.
Not really.
We've already had 10 rounds of that this morning.
No, it's time for a high IQ intellectual discussion, innit? That's what it is. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
No profanity.
Say no more, man.
Shisul, are you Bengali?
What's left?
Nah, bro. Nah, I'm not Bengali, bro.
Are you Pakistani?
Nah, bro.
Are you
totally the wrong community? But yeah.
Okay. Are you?
Can't you tell? Can't you tell from the voice?
Hang on, Turkey. Are you Turkish?
Nah.
Wow, really the wrong community. You're so far. Nah, I'm black, man. I'm black.
He's AFCB.
I'm from the Caribbean community, bro.
Oh, you're a Caribbean community. What island are you from?
Jamaica.
Jamaica, okay.
With a bit of Irish mixed in.
You're not like from Bigger Belly, the Islamophobe, innit? He's from the small island, and you know, small island, he's monkey brain.
Belly's not an Islamophobe, bro. He's not an Islamophobe, man.
Belly's from Jamaica.
Belly ain't a small island.
Isn't he? I thought it's a small island, man.
No, he ain't, man.
Okay, anyway. Take his cock out of your mouth. Fuck you know. Anyway, I'll be back. Soon come.
All right,
the
cool.
Fuck? The fuck? Amarrzz.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
He's on a mad thing.
Just throwing the cat amongst the pigeons on the daily.
Yo, Mitchell Abbey's, bruv. Slapping. I don't know what you're slapping in £2. This guy's a legend. Real MVP. Money Mitch.
Yep.
Bruv. Over the course of today,
Yeah, he smashed it. He said it. He said he's made it up to 5. He said he made it up. He's made it up to 500. That's what he said in one of his messages.
Pushing for. What's my opinion on string theory? Yeah, Halima. Seems that Mitchell Abbey's owner, he's RS Sid.
No, Dan, like I said to you when we was on that call, man, when you have good quality and the way you are with people, good things happen to you, man. Do you know what I mean? When you're authentic and you're real.
People trying to redeem Carnito, but there ain't nothing to redeem, innit? You ain't never put nothing up for me.
Nah, you got to redeem. You got a big pot noodle.
Show me.
Yeah, it's not redeem Carnito. It's redeem Kaan with 2 A's. Kaan.
Okay, let me try it. How'd you do it? Tell me. You type in redeem first.
Redeem Kaan. Yeah, that's it. It's coming up.
What was it?
Yeah, that's there. The Kaan one should be working. We ain't got one.
I like it.
Yo, big up, Mitchell. Big up yourself, man. You're about £17 off your target. 7p. I don't know, bro. Like, that's the big up yourself. Well, it won't be 461 if you're doing £2 at a time. Nah, man, but he's in it for the long haul. He's been here since what, like 2 a.m. Mad thing. We've reviewed some Tyson Fury cheating conspiracy videos, and yeah, how do you post them free super chats? I don't know about the free super chats. You just you type !! redeem, and then you can type in like Kaan or whatever. There's a couple of them. You can have a little. Who else we got? We got Raj, redeem Raj. We got Hassan Saba.
What the fuck you got to redeem the pigeon for?
Raj, yeah. What Raj's is like kind of baked beans. Got a baked beans one.
Oh my god. Seriously?
Yeah. Posted that big noodles. That was Halima. Need to have a certain amount of points as well, but Mitch
A billion points there.
Yeah, these are redeemed. Yeah, what are people saying about this coronavirus thing? Like the thing, and it's just
yeah. I'm hoping that's the case. But you never know, bro. You never know, broski.
Looking forward to, if I can get this thing and just get it over and done with, I'll be happy. I'll just get it out of my system.
I ain't trying to get no corona, bro. Not at all, mate. Don't know. I ain't got a picture.
No, the invincible guy.
Is he gone?
Yeah, so wait, Raspect was on earlier. What happened with Ras?
Oh, you know.
We were supposed to set up a show. I don't know if I'm going to be able to run. I don't know if he wants to pick up the stream or whatever. If not, I can do that.
Okay.
So
yeah, Ras come on and spoke to Velle for a bit.
Oh, Velle was on as well.
Yeah, Velle was on. Yeah, no, because it was Velle, Ultra, and Born Rich that were trolling, innit? They were trolling, innit? For a little hot minute still. So you get me? I think Ras come on to try like even it out,
balance it out a bit. Big up Ras, man. Big up to Jamie1, stocking up on the essentials: oats, lentils, curry powder, rice, coconut milk, canned products, bread, toilet roll, bare shit. I ain't playing, even if it's mine, I play it safe. Yeah, man. I don't know about the canned goods. Yeah, that's probably a good shout. Frozen veg, canned goods. I'm not really about any of this like lemsip or whatever though.
Don't forget thingy though, cereal, crunchy nut cornflakes. Come on, man. I ordered 4 big boxes. I ordered beans. I ordered beans and sausages, but the vegetarian sausages. I ordered spaghetti hoops. What else? Oh yeah, 2 kilograms of pasta, all from Iceland, because Morrison's wanted 3 weeks to deliver. Tesco's about the same. Morrison's was doing next day delivery, so I went with Iceland, didn't it?
Yeah, people are proper on this delivery thing at the moment. I would still say go out if you can wear like a mask or a scarf or whatever. Just go out. I wouldn't worry about.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dan, that when I went to Tesco's last, like people have been told not to sneeze on their hands. They're sneezing out into the air. So when you turn around and you hear someone sneezing, you look around, the man's like, "Achoo!" like straight in your face. Nah. And you're like, "Why are you doing that?" And he's like, "Well, if I sneeze on my hands, then I'm gonna end up touching everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's what the alcohol wipes for, isn't it?"
Yo,
you know
big up the people doing customer, like public facing jobs. People who got to deal with large amounts of like members of the public. It's mad. If you got to deal with any kind of cash at the moment, that's a risk. People like Ultra driving buses, people sneezing and fucking picking their nose and coughing and all sorts of shit. Yeah, man. It's so I would hope, either we hit this herd immunity thing like they're saying, and the scientists, which one of the scientists are saying that that's the way to do it. If that's the way, then cool. But I don't know. I don't think people are really ready for this. I've never seen this kind of response, this sort of global response.
Mad.
People just going mad over it.
Yes. Shocking. Hopefully it's a once in a lifetime thing, man. I don't really want to see it.
Mitchell Abbey's donated £8.
Jump on my phone.
Concrete respect. Get money and drink water.
I've got to keep myself hydrated, man.
Why?
Yo, that's what they're saying. If you keep your basically keep your throat moist or like coated in something like honey, whatever it is, just something in your throat constantly, and it'll wash down the virus. Apparently, I don't know if that's.
Oh right, yeah.
Wait there.
I think I think what they're saying is if it's in your throat, there's always a chance that it could go down into your bronchial tract. So if you keep swallowing, you're sending it into your stomach, where the stomach acid will sort of deal with it. So if there's something that's residing in your nasal cavity, for example, or in your throat, back of your throat, there's always a chance that it could get into your lungs.
People, I keep hearing people talk about this black seed oil. I don't know. I don't even know what that's for. I don't even know.
Apparently it's for everything. I've never heard anyone say black seed oil don't work for something. Like, I think you can put it on your fucking whatever, innit? Like, the list goes on with black seed oil, man. They're saying it's good for everything, literally. I don't know how true it is.
People keep jumping in and jumping out, man.
I don't put no stock in black seed oil, to be honest.
The invincible guy.
I don't believe in superfoods, to be honest with you. No such thing as superfoods.
Mitchell Abbey's donated £2. Concrete respect. Stay healthy.
Let me get this up. All right, for the people who want to know, that is the real-time ticker for...
I can't see anything.
For coronavirus. I'll just put it up on the screen. It will be up in about 20 seconds for you. Big up to Halima. Yeah, we can get it in the background. If you lot want to see it in the background, I don't know. China is still the forerunner,
leading the way with the deaths.
Leading the way. 8,100 cases. 3,000.
Oh, what? How much deaths?
3,200.
I told man, someone said it was 6,000 deaths or 5,000 deaths. I told man it was in the free bags deaths because you showed it last night. So I thought I was right. Because it's place, China then Italy, isn't it?
Italy, yeah, Italy second. 24,000 cases and nearly 2,000 deaths. So there's been a lot more fatalities in Italy. Less cases
since we last looked.
Well, yeah, they've had like kind of a quarter of the amount of cases, but nearly a third of 2/3 of the deaths. China's, I don't know what the rate is, but yeah, it's less than 10%. And Italy is looking more like what is that?
Looking sticky pun them dog.
Bruv. The Italians, I mean, I don't know what it is about their public health system, but yeah, that didn't.
What my dad was saying is they just ignored it. They just acted like it wasn't happening, and sort of they were very slow, like how Britain has been. Is very slow to, you know what I mean, get shit done.
Iran next up.
Yeah, Iran was up there as well.
South Korea next up, and then Spain. Spain seems to be taking off. 3,000 cases in Madrid.
Jesus.
And yeah.
Germany's catching up as well.
Nah, it's still open, Jamie, man. Still open, but yeah. It's bag of, what do you call it, them wipes. Hand sanitizer. Scrubbing down handles of doors and all of that, yeah, man. And I think they cut business rates as well. They've cut business rates.
Yeah, and these are cut rent rates too.
Yeah, I think they're talking about putting mortgage payments on hold in certain places. Certain people are going to get like mortgage relief, like so they don't have to pay their mortgages. Yo, so what is that spaceship you're in, man?
Oh no, it's a family car, man.
I thought you got out and got that Tesla.
No, I want it, but apparently, in order to shop that thing in Europe, it's got to be fucking modded, like up to the hilt, because it didn't have wipers, fucking wing mirrors, and some other specs that.
What? They're all extras. Wipers and that are extras.
Yeah, because remember the one that was on show had no wipers, no wing mirrors, and a whole other like heap of like safety features.
Bro, I've seen them on road.
Mandatory.
I've seen them on road, the 4-door ones, and they got everything, man. Or you trying to get the Jeep thing?
No, yeah, the Cybertruck.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Is that what you're trying to get?
No, I want one, but like I'm having a conversation with my wife because Dan kind of fucked up my dream when he showed me the warranty. The warranty is so shit, bro. Like The warranty shit. But
do you know how much money that company's losing on Tesla? How Tesla's in the minus, bro.
Why? What's happened?
Him actually making profit. He's like, look at it, Google it.
Oh shit!
I sent Dan a video on it. That's why I'm still waiting for Dan to WhatsApp me, so I can have him on WhatsApp, so I can send him these videos, man.
Bro, listen, this is what I'm saying. You see, like you've got a responsibility to go out and buy a Cybertruck now.
Yeah.
Let's help him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Get him out of that negative.
Yeah,
Same thing happened with Saab, innit? Saab were making their cars too good to turn the profit. Because, do you know what I mean? Like, they were given the blueprint by Vauxhall. They were saying, yeah, this is how you make the car. And then Saab was just making it 10 times better and not making no money on it. So there are companies out there like that.
I won't lie to you, Kaan. Growing up here, there was a joke in high school, and it was, what do you call a Saab going up a hill?
What?
A miracle.
That's a Skoda.
No, Skoda. Oh, yeah. Skoda. Sorry.
Skoda. Scania invented turbos.
Yeah. I mixed up. Sorry, I mixed up my brand. Sorry.
Hey, Dan. Yeah. Dan, I sent you a video, in the Hangout, in your personal Hangout, on Elon Musk, innit? Did you watch it?
Is Elon Musk a front man? That one. Is that
yeah, one? And he was saying how much his companies are in the minus, and none of his companies make any money.
We go and check that out.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? I'm like, I don't know how that can be. Maybe he's investing in the wrong thing.
No. He got money from Google. Like, you need to watch this video, Ultra. Dan needs to put this video. I don't know him to get copyright strike, but you need to watch this video.
Can you put it in the back? Can you put it in the back chat of this Hangout?
Yeah.
Let me do that. Because the thing is, let me tell you something. The one car I see the most is the Toyota Prius.
Yep.
The
BMWs.
Fiat 500.
Yeah.
The Fiat 500 and the newest car that I'm noticing is the Tesla.
I see a lot of i3s.
Loads of Teslas.
I see a lot of i3s.
Loads of them. And for me, I think the car that has probably shifted the most fucking units is probably the Toyota Prius. Like for every one car of any brand, there's 3 fucking Priuses. 3. It's madness. But Tesla, I'm seeing them. Well, I live in Battersea, so it's different. But I see them everywhere, especially the Model X, the big Range Rover equivalent. I'm seeing loads of them everywhere.
Yeah, I love
now.
them, man. They're nice.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not gonna lie. If I actually hate driving and I hate cars. Like when people say Range Rover, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and get excited, in my head I'm just like, But if I was gonna get a car where money was no problem, it's the Model X Tesla. I just want that car. Do you get me? But then the Cybertruck is what I really want.
All right, so the back chat now, guys.
Cool.
So you're saying you hate cars, but you just want
and
do you know what? Toy to play with, basically.
Do you know what? I've seen that Cybertruck. Yeah, I've seen them doing. I've seen them do a lot of advertising. Like it's got a lot of power and it can pull better than the Range and it can pull better than this truck and that truck. But it's a day-to-day car.
But that's marketing, though. That's marketing.
That's what I'm saying. As just a car that you're gonna drive around and use for your family, I don't know how good that thing's gonna be.
No, it's good, bro. I've seen inside is humongous. Like the front of the car has got 3 seats.
Yeah,
and the back
but
of
I'm
the
saying
car
Ultra
has got 3 seats.
As in a, I don't know how effective.
And remember, the top models are hybrid, so it's electric hybrid. So come on, 6 seats, electric hybrid, super strong.
Just buy the car because it sounds like you've already bought it, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what gets said to you, it doesn't really make a difference. No,
I told you, Dan spoiled the dream for me, man. Dan, as soon as it got advertised, I was on Dan's channel, and he fucked up the whole dream for me, bro. He fucked up the whole dream when we went through the warranty.
The warranty's dead.
The warranty was junk.
What's the warranty say?
It wasn't worth piss. It's garbage.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's not gonna break down. That's why.
Boy, I don't know.
Now wait there. With the Model X, 8 years or 150k miles, whichever comes first.
No, but it was different with the Cybertruck. Remember, it was only like 4 years, and only a few thousand miles. It was less than that then. Remember?
Let me check it out again. So they got the Cybertruck on here.
Yeah, man, you get a better warranty on a pair of Dre Beats headphones, man.
Oh, they're crap, man. Yeah, just don't buy the Cybertruck, man.
I want it though.
Nah, buy a thing, man. Buy a Kia.
Yeah.
Kia's got the best warranty.
Oh, that 7 years.
7 years, bro. Yeah, man. I love them Kias, bro.
Yeah, that 7 year thing is tasty, man.
Yeah.
But to be honest, all cars are shit to me. All cars are shit.
Nah. As long as it's got leather, as long as the car's got heated leather interior, I'm cool with it.
I won't lie to you. I do have heated leather seats, but I still think all cars are shit. If you have to drive, I've got a Ford.
He's got a Ford
C-Max Titanium X with the like electronic seats and the heated seats and the leather and all that stupid shit. But listen to me.
What year is it? They're old. They stopped making them.
Yeah, this one's 2015.
Oh.
This one's 2015. But remember,
I do like them.
It's Titanium X. Do you get me? Like if you look at this one's got fucking like upgraded
everything.
Yeah. But remember, it's still shit. If you have to drive it, it's shit.
Yeah, but it's a Ford.
Oh, there's a lovely parking space right by my house. Oh shit! I got a parking space by my house.
This is why you need to go on G Block, man, because you get excited over parking spaces, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine I don't get excited over Ferraris, but I'll get excited over a parking space. Imagine that. Fucking no, that's the type of wanker I am.
I see. You must be lots of Ferraris.
Bro, yeah, that's the thing for me. Range Rovers, Ferraris, I see them every day. It's nothing. It's ugh. But if you show me a sexy parking space, now we're talking. Come on.
Some people need help.
Let me see if I can get it.
Dropping so far now.
Ultra, you need a Bible, man.
No, that's the last thing I need.
You do, man. You need a Bible, bro.
Thing I need.
No. You need a Bible, bro.
Do you know what it is? I'm a man like that is easily pleased. Like, imagine, I don't need expensive
the Bible's
bullshit
right
to be
up
happy.
your street.
No, bro, I don't need expensive bullshit.
Right up yours. And the Bible's not expensive. They give it to you for free. It's free.
We say I could download one quickly, yeah?
Yeah, and you can get that for free, man. You know what I mean?
All right, if I read the Bible, what happens?
I don't know. You tell me. Read it and find out.
Do you know what the funny thing is, ETO? I've actually read the Bible.
Did you buy Chinese?
No, I don't buy them Corona food. You're mad.
No, I was talking to my missus. It's not
Bro,
Corona
tell her
food.
don't buy that Corona food.
I'm about to eat that Corona food, man.
Nah, Jed, you can't do them things, man.
Watch me box that back, bro.
All right, listen. No one go to UT's house. You know what he's got.
Yeah, that's cool,
after
man.
dinner today.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. That's a good one, Ultra. No one come to my yard. No, what I'm saying though, is read the Bible, man. You might find something.
No. I'll tell you the truth, UTR. I've read the Bible, and like because of obviously people were saying to me, it's the word of God. Like when I read things that I think is bullshit, I'm just like, yeah, I'm out.
See, that's what you're see, do you know? Oh, no, Ali can't.
Ali, you can't address me, bro. I'm done with you, still. I'm done with you, bro.
Attack your feelings.
Ali, I'm done with you.
I'm done with you.
Ali, I'm done with you, bro.
Mute, man. Mute up, Ali, man. Come on, man. Big man conversation, man. Yeah, Ultra, as I was saying to you,
Brother Malcolm addressed you in 1956. Don't even mention Brother Malcolm.
You say idiot, bro. I can't be asked, bro.
Brother Malcolm, what are you talking? God. So we need a restraining order on you, man. Anyway, what I'm saying, Ultra, is you're hung up on the fact, that it's the word of God, and do you know what I mean? That's what you're hung up on.
That's not what I'm hung up on. I'm saying I've read the thing myself, and
yeah,
meh, and I'm like,
did you take any comfort from it?
No.
Nothing.
No,
You
I
got
don't.
nothing.
No, because I don't believe it, bro. For me, it's not real.
But the book is, you're holding the book in your hand. Yeah, but you're holding the book in your hand. Of course the book is real. What do you mean it's
No,
not
I
real?
don't mean the book. I mean the stories.
Oh, so you're hung up on the stories?
Yeah, all of it. I don't think any of it happened. I don't think any of it happened the way that it's written. Jesus is not a unique character to history. Like a lot of it flies
do you have
in
any
the
proof?
face of science.
What's your basis of proof?
Wait. Hold on a second, bro. A lot of the things in that Bible fly in the face of what science tells us.
Oh,
Some
science.
of it is just yes. Some of it is just outwardly immoral and heinous. Some of it's nice. Some of it's nice. But there's too many things in there that just like, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's like country music, American folk country music. I mean, for some people, it's great. It's just not for me. You see what I'm saying? That's it. It's not even deep.
Does your missus read the Bible? It's me. Sorry. Does your missus read the Bible?
It's got their mouth full and it's chomping.
Me. Sorry, it's me, Ultra. Ultra. Do your missus read the Bible?
No.
No, he's gone on mute.
He's probably went up the
staircase. I'm here, bro. I'm here. There's the signal. The signal.
Does your missus read the Bible?
No.
I can't ask him. Does his missus read the Bible?
He'll be back in a minute. He ain't going nowhere. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh no. Is any of his other family members religious?
I think his nan.
Okay. Okay. He just because he's something. I told you he was saying stuff.
Banned per se, but he's not very.
No, I think he is banned now. No, I think they are going to put ban. I think it's what he was saying in the chat this morning. Like he's calling people house Negroes and that in your chat, Dan, and he said that about Ultra. He said that about this person. Then he's trying to talk to them. Like
about Witness first.
No, he said that today in the chat this morning.
Yeah, but he did it to Witness and then Ultra.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so he's saying these things about people and expecting people to have, because he's heard Rob say you shouldn't be offended by what people say. He's expecting everyone else to not be offended by it. But he doesn't understand. I don't know if he doesn't understand the connotation of his words.
I don't even think you can logicize it. Like, there's no rational explanation. He's just gone on a mad one, bro. He's really lost it. Like, I think he's just nuts. You know, it's not acceptable what he's saying.
Ali Khan, you're gonna have to break that down at some point, man.
It's just diminished responsibility, bro. The guy's just not with it.
Halima is saying the same thing. Ali Khan lost the plot recently. Nah, man.
No, he has. I think he's just let the thing get to him.
Yeah.
Ali Khan, man.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's different if he's doing it on his platform. He's doing it on your platform, Dan. So I think it's so disrespectful.
Hello?
Yeah.
No, talking about Ali Khan.
Hello?
What was that, Ultra?
What was what?
Looked like white teeth. Like, was that someone's teeth?
I don't know. Yeah, sorry, Eugeo. I was saying, no, Mrs.
Blocks of cocaine.
No, I don't do cocaine when I'm.
No, I heard you say that. I heard you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what historical, what science do you have to prove that?
Wait, Eugeo. Just a quick thing, yeah. Just a quick thing.
Yeah.
My wife's father is a pastor.
Oh shit!
And I am an
the only
ordained
one who could ever teach me was the daughter of a pastor.
I'm an ordained minister, and I legally have for wedding ceremonies in the UK, excluding Northern Ireland. Yeah.
That's the internet one. That's the internet one.
Yeah, it's the internet one. Yeah. But it's still real, and I've got a certificate to prove it.
What, does it still work though? Is it real?
No, it's real. I swear. Because
can you get paid work out of it? Can you get paid?
Well, I don't know if I can get paid. I haven't looked at the ins and outs because basically my brother-in-law's getting married in Nonce.
Wow.
I know, bro. You're gonna have to
Getting
talk
all
to
the
the
way
French.
to Nantes to get married, huh?
Yeah, bro. I'm going to Nonce. Imagine that. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
But
now.
just for the record, it's spelled Nantes. Yeah.
Nantes.
So yeah.
Nantes.
No. I call it Nantes. Yeah. But if you remember, like about 4 weeks ago, the whole Nonce thing was just blowing up. So I just think, fuck it. I'm gonna call it Nonce. I don't give a shit, just to be controversial. But it's legitimately called Nonce. Nothing to do with me. Just talk to the French about that. Yeah. So you see, I'm an ordained minister.
Yeah, I know that. I was gonna get to that. Don't worry, I was gonna get to that.
And father, my missus' father is a pastor.
But also, do you have any?
I'm still an atheist.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Hello, Papa.
Do you have any proof that the Bible stories aren't true?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you said it's not true. You said you read it and it's not true.
Yeah.
So I said, do you have any evidence of that?
Yeah, I've got common sense. Like, I mean, I'm not.
Okay.
Hello, Baba. Yes. Come here. Give me a candle. Yes.
You got common sense.
Yeah, like for instance, in fact, it's long, but basically, like, hold on 1 second. Yes. Come and give me a cuddle. No, tell Daddy to wash up with his Corona self. Yes. Yeah, basically, it's just when you, like, I've read, like I said, growing up, yeah, like whenever I went to church, no, Baba, get off the floor, please. Yeah, whenever I went to church, they give you all the wonderful Bible verses, and then they miss out all the fuckery ones. And then when you actually read the Bible yourself, yeah. When you read the Bible yourself, and you go, like, you don't skip fucking passages, read it from Genesis to the book of the Revelation. It's a mazza, bro. There's things in there, you're like, hang on a second. Where the fuck did this come from? This wasn't in there when I was going to church, but it was there the whole time.
Like what? You got to be a bit specific.
Like, I tell, like, the ones I bring up all the time, for me, the biggest eye-opener was when Lot got raped by his daughters. Like, I was just like, right. Like, for me, that was the beginning of the end.
So you're saying that's scientifically impossible, that couldn't happen. That's what I was about to get to. You're saying that's scientifically impossible.
No, I'm not saying it's scientifically impossible. I'm saying for me, that is immoral. No, Baba, I need to wash up, please.
Yeah, there was immoral people, so what?
No, listen.
Yeah, but we know the people of that time were immoral.
Wait, Ezra, no, Ezra. I mean, UTR, listen.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you while you're chomping, man. It's disgusting.
All right,
please finish first and then we'll talk, please. Please. Come on, Baba. Come on. Let me wash up. Come on. I have to let him hold my wrist, man, because I ain't washed my hands. Hold on. Come on. Let me wash my hands, please. And people, wash your hands for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Got soap on my wedding ring. Great.
Ultra.
You've been a good boy for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 1 sec, bro.
Oh, cool.
1 sec. Oh, a second. Yeah. All right. 1 second. Oh my God! Look what you done to the bathroom. Your mom's gonna kill you. Hi, muscles. You all right? Come here, give me a cuddle. Hi. Ooh, what's that? I can smell something. Attempting to cook. Tell mommy to get in the kitchen. Tell mommy to get in the kitchen where women belong. Tell her. Tell mommy, get in the kitchen.
Sound like Rod, bro.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, bro. You know,
right. Where
Make my
was we
wife
now?
laugh. Let me just.
Where was we? Yeah, so we was getting to the whole
Hold on, one sec,
Lot and
Ezra.
his
I
daughters.
literally just touched down. Let me give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, Ultra, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Come back when you're ready, man. Or we'll have this conversation the next time, and it's not. What are you saying, Kaan?
I was gonna ask you, like, I'm not gonna be here. Maybe you can ask him. With the atheist thing, yeah, like I understand that they don't believe in like the traditional idea of God that we have.
Yeah.
But does that mean that just because you don't believe in God, that you don't believe in like the spirit or the soul part of humanity, that people can't have this spiritual life? Do you know what I mean? Because whether or not there's a God, sometimes it's a bit irrelevant, because some people's
there is a spiritual connection between humans themselves. I mean, like for the best example is like a mother and a child, a mother and a child. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know what I mean, you can basically sense things that happen to loved ones like twins as well. You know what I mean? And they don't have to be in a particular belief system to be. You know what I mean? So there's a spiritual connection.
Like, what
you know what I mean?
I
Especially
found is
through
with
blood.
atheists is that because they're denying God, and to them God's the highest level of spirituality, then everything that comes below God, like, you know, anything
Does it go out the window?
that
Does it go out
doesn't,
the
it
window?
all goes out the window, and their life becomes very materialistic and very like
Yeah, I
and
mean,
only
that's what I'm
operates
trying
in
to
the
say, Quan.
physical
Yeah,
realm.
Quan, you talk. Like I said, through
Yeah,
spirituality, there's a certain amount of spirituality in every aspect of life, especially in human life, within
yeah,
plant life, within the wildlife as well.
yeah.
I mean, everything. I mean, we are in touch with this. But the originator of spirituality, you know what I mean? The source of spirituality, you know what I mean? The best form of spirituality, the highest level of spirituality comes through the one, you know what I mean? The one true source, the Almighty God. That's why,
I agree.
you know what I mean? It's the best possible way, you know what I mean, a human can reach, you know what I mean, the highest level of basically spirituality.
Understand.
Obviously, if he's got the link with the original source, you get me?
Yeah. Agreed to that. But I was just asking the atheists, like, why would they then just like throw everything out the window and just like be very materialistic? So what I'm asking, what I want to find out is what come first, like the chicken or the egg? Like,
Yeah,
are
I was
they
gonna.
just materialistic people, therefore they don't believe in God? Or is it because they fell out with God that they became materialistic people whereby they don't believe anything unless it's science?
That's what I was gonna get to. That's what I was gonna get to. And what about the things science can't prove?
Yeah,
Does that mean it doesn't exist?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a whole part of science, like metaphysics, that can't be
Yeah, but
explained in terms of
Carnito,
physics.
82 that atheism, yeah, is basically mostly speculation. It's not a definitive, you know what I mean? There's no source that says that this exactly happened. I mean, from some major religions, you got the Holy Scriptures and you got accounts of historical events and so forth.
Mitchell
But with the atheists of
donated
today,
£3.
they just,
Concrete
you know what
respect.
I mean?
Shout out to
So
me for nearly reaching my target. Drink more
their position is
water.
that they don't have a position; they're just against your position.
Yeah, how
No,
can
so
you be against my position if you don't have one? That don't make no sense.
well, yeah, like they're like in a position of being anti. So whatever you say, it's like, no, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. And you're like, well, what do you believe? And they're like, nothing. So you
How
have
do you
no.
know? So how do you know science is real then? If you don't
Well,
believe
there's all
nothing.
different sciences, isn't it? Like metaphysics is a science as well. You know, like it's not just physics that's a science. You know, the scientific process can be applied to everything, not just not just the physical,
Atheists are just each other.
not just
Atheists
the
are
physical realm.
just each other ideologies. I think that,
Yeah, but
it
isn't
could be that
science
every.
isn't
Yeah, but
science where they can prove an experiment more than
47
once,
atheists
isn't it?
and Carnito, 47 atheists.
Yeah, it's repeatable.
So if you can't repeat it, then it's not real.
No, then it's not science.
Okay, right. So this is what I need to understand from Ultra, yeah? Why he believes what he believes, why he believes things in the Bible is not real, and how does he judge things in his world, in his worldview? Do you know what I mean? Like, where do you get your moral compass from? because it has to come from somewhere. And where most people's moral compass comes from religion.
See, this is what I'm saying. That these G Block people spend all day arguing about other things like Islam and whether or not they believe in the Bible. I'm not really seeing them represent their own beliefs properly. And like sometimes I just like to ask them questions and see if they have a cohesive understanding. Like if I ask something to one atheist, is the other atheist going to give me the same answer?
Probably not, more than likely not.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. Like it's that it's interesting to me. Like I want to find out like what is it that made these people not care about a whole aspect of being human, which is your spiritual development, your spiritual growth. Like why have they just turned their backs on all that? Why is the material world so attractive to them that it can keep them occupied for a whole lifetime? Whereas with me, I'm not a materialistic person.
My dad doesn't believe in our God. But whenever I try to have the conversation with him, he won't have the conversation. He doesn't want to even entertain the conversation. And for him, I guess his logic is if he can't see it, then it's a whole. But he doesn't want to have the conversation. I think it's due to his upbringing and the way my grandparents were, and the things that they did or didn't do, and the way they treated him was why he has the world view. And I think that's the same with a lot of people. And then my next question will be to the atheist: what is so wrong with people believing in a creator?
Yeah.
What is so bad about that?
Exactly. If you want to put religion out the window,
because
and
eugenics,
say I'm not a Christian, but you can still believe in God.
Because eugenics isn't from a religious perspective; it's from a science perspective.
Yeah.
And eugenics is just wrong. So. If you're trying to say that everything in the Bible is wrong, people who don't believe in a faith can be just as bad as those who do believe in a faith. So, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that your ultra's a bad person or whoever's on G Block is a bad person because they don't believe in a creator or they have a lack of faith. I just think that they have this position. For people who don't believe in a God, they tried so hard to prove that he doesn't exist and tear down what someone else believes. If I was of the position where I don't believe there's a creator, then I would no need for me to tell my missus all the time that the creator doesn't exist. I'd be and knowing that she prays to one or that's her belief system that keeps her going. Do you know what I mean? That picks her up when she's down. That gives her that extra emphasis to. Do you know what I mean?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I want to read out a comment from Skywork 600.
All right, go to.
Simple-minded theists don't understand, I think he means us, that atheists can have a fully rounded metaphysical understanding at TOITN at Carnito. So Skyworks, like, you're really the first person who I've heard say this. Like, if you want to come on and talk about it,
nice.
like, we really appreciate it. Or like maybe even drop something in the back chat that we could like reference and go and read. Like, just because you come on the hangout don't mean you got to come on the panel. Yeah. So you'd be able to drop stuff for us that we could go and look up. Like, what would atheists regard as, an understanding of the spiritual element of life? It would be good to know. So.
And where do they get their morals from? Where do they get their the worldview? Because Ultra just says, like, because Lot and what happened with Lot and his daughters, not to say that bad things happen in the world all the time. People do disgusting things that, you can't comprehend. It doesn't necessarily mean that, people say, oh, well, why doesn't God stop it? Because, he gave man free will. Do you know? It just gets into a whole twisted conversation. And it gets to the point where they start saying, well, he wrote everything down in the book, so then he's trapping you. Well, the simple question is, I can't tell you why God does what or God, the creator, does what it wants to do. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean to be rude by saying it. I don't want to offend people who think God is a woman. Do you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Some questions we will never be able to answer. Or someone that studied all the religious texts just won't be able to answer. Because they're not, do you know what I mean? And then the bottom line is I say to people, when your day comes, you'll find out. And when my day comes, I will find out, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yep. But it doesn't mean I have to spend 11 hours tearing down what you believe in, Kaan. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just not my way, innit? If I don't believe it, then that's fair enough. But I'm not gonna sit there. You can't prove to me why you believe there's a creator, because we haven't had these. Now, if we grew up with the exact same life experiences, maybe then. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know what you've gone through. I don't know how the creator's helped you in your life.
Exactly.
Or when you've not had lost faith, or do you know what I mean? Your faith was strongest. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? There's some women that when their children are trapped under cars, they pick cars up. Can your science tell me? Can your science explain that to me?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline will make you. Okay. That's what they will say. Adrenaline. So if I give you a shot of adrenaline, you'll be able to pick up a car. Yeah.
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah, man.
Okay. I won't test it. I don't have any adrenaline around me, so.
Yeah, it can kill you.
Yeah, of course.
There's athletes that take adrenaline, and it's lethal. It can kill you.
Yeah, I got a phone call. 1 sec.
Same. I got to get in the shower as well.
I'll be back in 1 sec.
Yeah, man. All right. Nice one. Cool. All right. Yeah, man.
Are you shooting, Dan?
Good evening and welcome. It's great to see so many of you joining us here at Southampton University, but also welcome to all who are joining us via the live stream. My name's Bethany Squires. I'm a member of the Christian Union here, and I'm also a third-year natural sciences student. We are really excited to be joined by Peter Atkins. He is an emeritus professor in chemistry from the University of Oxford. I know I'm not the only one in this room who has suffered at the hands of his physical chemistry textbooks. I'm equally excited that we are joined by John Lennox, who is also an emeritus professor in pure mathematics from the University of Oxford. He had written many books and done many lectures discussing the topic of science and faith. Finally, we are joined by Justin Riley, who hosts a show on Premier Christian Radio, which brings believers and unbelievers together to discuss topics. And all that's left to do now is to hand over to Justin, our chair. So please join me in a round of applause for our guests.
Mitchell Abbey's donated Put my link up. Donating.
Well, can I add my thanks as well to Beth and the Christian Union here for hosting us and what promises to be a really interesting conversation. I am Justin Briley. As Beth mentioned, I run a radio show and podcast called Unbelievable, which every week brings Christians and non-Christians together for dialogue and debate. And I like to say that we create conversations that matter. And I think tonight's conversation really does matter. I'm also very much looking forward to the fact that many people around the world will be joining us for this conversation. We're being streamed to a nearby church, but also all over the world via the YouTube channel. So welcome if you're watching via any of those means. After the time of discussion, as Beth mentioned, there will be some time for questions, but all your questions are being taken by text this evening. And I will, as they come in, if appropriate, scatter some into the conversation as well. So we look forward to reading those and answering them later on in the evening. Let me just again give a brief introduction to both of our guests tonight. We're so fortunate to have John Lennox and Peter Atkins with us tonight. John Lennox, Emeritus Professor of Mathematics and Philosophy of Science at the University of Oxford. He's a well-known Christian speaker and author. His most recent book is also the title of our discussion tonight, Can Science Explain Everything? Peter Atkins is Emeritus Professor of Physical Chemistry at the University of Oxford. He's well known as an atheist speaker, and he's also authored many books, including his most recent title, which was Conjuring the Universe, in which he argues that the universe and the science behind it can be explained in purely naturalistic terms. So we're going to have an interesting conversation tonight as we ask, have the advances in science and our knowledge of the universe brought us to the point where we can say confidently, yes, science explains everything? Or is there something about ourselves and our place in the universe that needs different kinds of explanations about why we're here and what it means to be human? So I'm really looking forward to tonight's conversation. John and Peter, thank you very much for joining me. Before we get into the question of the evening, a little introduction to you both. Peter, you've been a scientist pretty much all your life. Do you find that that's gone hand in hand with your atheism, as it were, throughout your life?
Oh yes, without doubt. I mean, science is so powerful that it shows that all the ancient traditional ideas derived from religion are OTOs, unnecessary. And so science is a wonderful way of explaining the world. And I think we humans should be delighted that we have brains sufficient to unravel the secrets of the universe and discover the fabric of reality. It adds joy to the beauty that we're surrounded by.
Would you say you've always been a non-believer in that sense, or was there ever a point at which you did have any glimmer of faith in your life?
As a child, I was sent to church by my parents, because in those days parents wanted children out of the way for bits of Sunday. But as soon as I got to university and started to think for myself, I could see that religion was a fraud.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to engaging with you on the subject tonight. John, a little bit of background to yourself. You grew up in a faith environment, but not one which was unquestioning in a sense.
I grew up, as you can now tell, in Northern Ireland, and it was a faith environment. If you mean by that, my parents were Christians. I think, by the way, all people are people of faith. Atheists have their beliefs. I have my belief, but I was encouraged to think, and for me, Christianity was, in a sense, one of the inspirations to do science. So I'm very different from Peter in that respect. I join him, though, in celebrating the wonder of science. And in fact, Peter's books have been amazing to help me understand lots of stuff I didn't understand before. By the way, he's written 3 times as many books as I have. So listen to him 3 times more carefully than you listen to me. But I've always had this strong relationship between belief in God as one kind of explanation of our universe and life, and science as another kind which complements it.
Well, we have a question under discussion tonight, and it seems appropriate to begin by asking you both the question, can science explain everything? Perhaps we could start with you, Peter.
Yeah, well, I'm not a politician, so I'll give you a straight answer. The answer is yes. Of course, it hasn't yet explained everything, but there are no signs that it's going to run up against a brick wall and stop explaining everything. And I think we should, first of all, be clear what we mean by science. And science is basically a method of discovery based on observation and taking evidence that can be shared publicly and generally. And that is really the core of the scientific method. But it's not the only component of the scientific method that's important, because the ideas that science generates sit in a network of ideas. So ideas might emerge from biology, they might emerge from physics, chemistry, whatever, psychology, and where they overlap, they are mutually supportive. And this is extraordinarily strong evidence for the appropriateness of science as a means of discovering the truth about the fabric of reality, and indeed all there is. The second part of these introductory comments that I'd like to make is that we have to think about what we mean by the questions that science approaches. And I think there are two classes of question. One is stupid questions, and the other is real questions. And a lot of the stupid questions, maybe that's too strong a term, a lot of class one, let me call it, questions have emerged as extrapolations of human angst, worries about the nature of the world, projections of human ideas where they are not supported by any evidence. Science deals with real questions. Science deals with questions for which there is evidence. So, whereas a typical religious question might be, what is the purpose of the universe? Science can dismiss that as an irrelevant question. There is no evidence that there is any purpose in the universe. In fact, I think it rather wonderful that this extraordinary collection of galaxies is just hanging there, totally without any purpose whatsoever. I think that's rather grand, frankly, and rather inspiring. So when you ask questions for which there is no evidence, such as that one, what is the purpose of the universe, what is the nature of the afterlife, and all that sort of thing, science need not
Mitchell Abbey's donated £5.
to answer them.
Concrete respect. Keep posting the link,
Science
mods.
deals with real questions, questions for which there is evidence. And some of these are very deep. And let's not hide them under a bushel. I think one major question is, why is there something rather than nothing? It certainly seems as though there is something. And we presume that before there was something, there was nothing. So it seems to be a real question. And science has as its objective an attempt to answer that kind of question. Another deep question, of course, is the nature of consciousness and all the attributes of consciousness. We appear to have consciousness. There is evidence that we do. And so it is appropriate for science to tackle that. And by consciousness, I mean all the attributes of consciousness, including morality. And so those are real questions. Those are the questions that science can answer. And there is no doubt in my mind that over the past, let's say 300 years, that science has done its job seriously. That is, collecting evidence, setting it in a network of concepts, and seeing the way that they are mutually supportive. I think there's no doubt that over 300 years we have made extraordinary progress, and there is no reason other than pessimism to expect that science will grind to a halt and not answer all the real great questions of existence.
Thank you very much. So an emphatic yes to the idea that in principle science can explain everything that's worth explaining in that sense. So, John, same question to you. Can science explain everything?
Well, obviously not. Brexit, for example. That's a comical response, but I have actually two more answers to the question. You're going to be surprised at how much I agree with Peter, because the definition of science he offered us, that is collecting evidence, making observations, in fact, in his book on being, he reduces it beautifully to making observations and comparing notes. If that's what we mean by science, and it's the old meaning of science before the 19th century, then of course science can explain everything, because the very word explanation means making evidence-based observations and notes. So my short answer is, if we accept Peter's first definition, then I agree with him entirely. Science, by definition, explains everything. But of course, the meaning of the word science has changed in England, but not on the continent. In German, Wissenschaft covers the humanities and the natural sciences. And when people these days say science can explain everything, they're not referring simply to making observations and comparing notes at all. For instance, that would apply to any historical or forensic examination. And my faith as a Christian is based precisely on the kind of scientific reasoning that Peter has set forward to us. The main issue, I think, in discussion today is not whether that kind of evidence-based thinking and observation can come to every conclusion. Let me just say, by the way, that from the Christian perspective, Luke, the writer of the third gospel, tells us that that is exactly what his method was. He consulted people, he made observations, and then he put them together. So we'll call that science one. What is, of course, at stake today is the question, can the natural sciences answer every question? And there I think that that is simply not the case. The Nobel Prize winner, Peter Medawar, many years ago, he wrote a very interesting book on the limits of science. And he said, we do science a disservice, natural science, if we think it can address any questions. And every question. And he referred to the basic questions of Karl Popper, the questions of a child. Where do I come from? Where am I going? What is the meaning of life? Natural science doesn't answer questions like that. And Medawar added it is to religion, philosophy, and so on that we must go to answer those questions. I think science is immensely powerful. It is immensely exciting. And it uncovers a vast amount about our universe. But I have a problem by going too far. I'm a mathematician, and I'm rather interested in logic. And you know, if we say that science can explain everything, or science is the only way to truth, as it's often put, well, that is not a statement of science. It's a statement of belief. And so if it's true, it's false. Maybe it's too early in the evening for logic like that, but there's a huge logical problem. So to sum up my position, science is powerful. Its methodologies are extremely important also in the sphere of history, forensic science, and in the sphere of religion. But I'm going to be careful here, because Peter is right very often in his critique of superstition, of mythology and nonsense. And science has helped to clear away some of the nonsensical things that sometimes religious people profess. But what really makes me, in one sense, very much in favor of the Christian faith is that from the very start it claims to be evidence-based. And the central piece of evidence is, of course, as you probably know, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I believe in Peter's methodology. I use it all the time. But somehow he feels that a Christian like me doesn't use that methodology within my own Christian faith. Final point, I think explanation, can science explain everything? We need to tease out what we mean by the word explanation. For example, the law of gravity doesn't explain gravity. It tells, as Newton realized, it tells us wonderful mathematics that we can calculate the way in which heavy bodies move in relationship to one another. But even when we say science explains, often it doesn't explain comprehensively. And I just want to throw a very simple analogy into this, which I find quite useful. About boiling water. How would you explain boiling water? Well, you can explain it by talking about heat conduction and agitation of molecules of water. You can also say the water is boiling because I'd like a cup of tea. Now, those two explanations are very different. They don't conflict. They complement. One is a scientific explanation, natural scientific, but the other is an explanation in terms of the intention and purposes of an agent. And Peter said quite clearly that science doesn't go in for that kind of purpose, but that doesn't mean that kind of purpose doesn't exist. In fact, people have been enjoying tea for millennia before they knew anything about the theory of heat in physics. So what I want to say is this. The God explanation is different from the science explanation. God no more competes with science as an explanation of the universe than Henry Ford competes with physics as an explanation of the motor car.
Okay, thank you. Great introductory statements from both of you. I'm sure there's lots you want to respond to there, Peter. Where do you want to begin?
Well, there's so much nonsense to hack away from.
This may be the phrase of the evening, yes.
Yeah. Let's go to what you called the core of your approach, which is the resurrection of Jesus. Never happened. I mean...
Well, that's an assertion, Peter. What about some evidence?
Well, what about some evidence that it did happen, other than people who are writing Gospels of 80 years later than the event that they purport to be talking about? No, of course it didn't happen. How could it happen? And science, I think, could even go so far as saying it simply could not happen. When you've got a dead body, it's decaying straight away. There's no way that it's going to reconstitute in some way. It's absurd. And I accept that it is the foundation of Christian faith. That doesn't mean to say that it's true. And so let's dismiss that as something that simply has no evidence whatsoever of any credible
Before we
nature.
dismiss it, let's hear a response from John, because obviously this is an important issue. What counts as evidence and what are the assumptions
and indeed,
we make?
You know, I suppose you would argue that science cannot explain the resurrection.
Well,
I wouldn't quite argue that way. I would say that science cannot forbid a resurrection. Because, you see, science proceeds on discovering the regularities to which nature works and has done a very impressive job. And the fact that we know that dead bodies don't normally rise, that is a law of nature in that sense, means that we recognize something very special happened, if it did happen. Now, there are two issues here. First of all, there's the in-principle one, which always ends up in talking about David Hume, who said that miracles are violations of the laws of nature. And I do not believe they are. That's point number one, and I can go into that if you like. Do you want me to?
Do you want to believe? Well, we might as well, since you
raised it. Well, you've got to define a miracle. I think a miracle is defined as something that is against the laws of nature.
But I don't define it like that at all. A miracle... Miraculum in Latin simply means something to be wondered at, but we're talking about something supernatural. Now, it seems to be very clear that when Hume said miracles violate the laws of nature, he was really not understanding. And the great interpreter, Anthony Flew, of David Hume...
No.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think he was going to object to the raising of Anthony Flew.
Oh, well, I'll not raise Anthony
Let's
Flew.
get back to raising
He
Jesus,
has died and hasn't risen. I do, I do see that point. But the point is this. C.S. Lewis long ago told a little analogy. If I stay in a hotel tonight, put £100 in a drawer, and do the same tomorrow night, there are £200 in it. 1 + 1 = 2. If on the third morning I find 50 quid, what do I say? That the laws of arithmetic have been broken or the laws of England? Clearly, I say the laws of England have been broken. How do I know? Because the laws of arithmetic have not been broken. It's our recognizing of what normally happens that helps us to see an exception. Now, if I were claiming that the body of Jesus rose from the dead by processes, natural processes going on in the grave 5 minutes before we happened, yes, that would be wrong. But I'm not claiming that. What Christians claim is that the God that created the universe and built the regularities into it is capable...
Pure speculation.
Well, wait a minute. No, this is
not worth listening.
This isn't speculation.
Well, let's listen and then you respond, Peter.
Peter, it's dead easy to say it's not worth listening to. You tempt me to say that about some of the things you say, but I'm not going to do that. Because it seems to me it's very important to listen to what Christianity claims before you judge it. And what is claimed is the God who creates the universe and sustains it is not subject to laws as if they were laws of a land. He set up the regularities and he can feed a new event into them. And the claim is, and with this I finish, that God raised Christ from the dead by an input of colossal power.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you've got it, Peter, in one.
No, I mean, this
that is the claim at the end of the day.
But, I mean, this is, everyone knows here that's nonsense. What you're inventing is an agent who can do anything he likes. He or she likes, I suppose you have to say these days. And so it is the laziest way of accounting for observations, sometimes observations that were never actually made. Religious explanations which resort to God did it are intellectually lazy. I won't use a stronger term than that, but I do think that they are lazy. Because, I mean, what does it mean as an explanation? You lie there saying, oh, God did it. And everyone says, oh, I understand now. Religious explanations are easy to accept by the unthinking. Science is difficult to accept because it involves a lot of thought. You really have to tease out the processes by which an event occurs. You can't simply say, and God did it. You've got to go through, in biology, you delve down into, if you like, the chemistry of the organism. In chemistry, you delve down into the physics of the underlying processes. And I accept, maybe in physics, you have to delve down into the underlying mathematical fabric of whatever I mean by that. It's jolly hard work, and you've got to work on it. But it's more satisfying when you get to the end of an explanation than that extraordinarily lazy way of pretending to explain by saying, and abracadabra, God did it. I mean, that is intellectually corrupt.
Okay.
But, Peter, that's confusing two different kinds of explanations.
Yes, indeed.
If you were to say about a motor car, Henry Ford did it, and that's all you had to say, then I would agree with you. But the point is, as I sit here and read your books and explaining chemistry and all this kind of thing, I say, this is wonderful. This is not contradicting the God explanation, because the God explanation is saying that you, as a chemist, only have a universe to study because God created it in the first place. But he's not competing. In fact, interestingly, and this has always been a bit of a mandate for me, the very early chapters of Genesis, God commands human beings to name the animals. He starts off taxonomy, which is the basic intellectual discipline. In other words, he said, you go and do science, and you'll find it utterly fascinating. So I think you're arguing at a straw God and not a straw man.
You don't know whether God was starting off science. He might have got so bored with his creation that he wanted to amuse them in some
way.
Who's
speculating now?
Yeah, I am.
Yes, okay.
I think any speculation that uses the word God is intellectually corrupt.
I mean, but this is absurd.
There is no God. No, be quiet. There is not one jot of evidence for God.
Oh, I think there's a lot of evidence for God.
Evidence for God.
Okay, so let me just to summarise.
Yes,
lazy, corrupt, and any mention of God is simply going down that path. Why for you is that not the kind of lazy, corrupt explanations you're talking about?
Well, first of all, take science itself. Why am I passionate about science? Why do I believe science can be done? Well, because I believe that in some way the human mind in here has access to the natural world out there. Now, why do I believe that? And sometimes I ask my atheist friends, I've never asked Peter this, but so he's excused, but I have asked many of them. I said, what do you do science with? And they say and they're about to say mind, when they realize it's not politically correct to say mind. They say my brain. And I say, tell me about your brain. And one man who's rather famous, he said to me, do you want the really short answer? I said, sure. My brain's the end product of a mindless, unguided process. So I looked at him and smiled and said, and you trust it? And then I asked this question, which I've asked many times. Suppose you knew your computer was the end product of a mindless, unguided process. Would you trust it? And I've always had the answer, no. And then I say, I see you have a problem. In other words, your atheist materialist stance undermines my trust in the rationality I need to do science. Now, if you flip the coin, modern science exploded in the 16th and 17th centuries, and its pioneers, Galileo, Kepler, Newton, Clerk Maxwell, and so on, were all believers in God, most of them Christian. And the point is, it was their belief in God that didn't hinder their science. It was the motor that drove it. So for two reasons. One, the legitimizing of doing science at all is one of the reasons I believe in God. God as an explanation makes more sense. It has explanatory power. The atheist explanation, as even some atheists like Thomas Nagel these days are beginning to see, undermines confidence and rationality.
So John's argument essentially then, Peter, that the very fact we can do science points to a rational logic behind the universe and behind our ability to understand it, that is I suppose, fits better with the idea of a God behind
that's what I'm
a
saying.
mind, rather than the idea that this all is by chance, it's a random accident.
For lazy minds, that's certainly true. The trouble is that the philosophers are pessimists, basically, because they get paid to doubt, and they doubt the capacity of human understanding. Scientists are optimists. They think that given time, given collaboration, hugely important, they will arrive at explanations that do not require the insertion of words like God. God is no more than a word, frankly, which is used to disguise the inability to comprehend something. So theologians obfuscate. We've heard that in good measure this evening, if I may say so. While theologians obfuscate, scientists illuminate. And we are showing that somehow or other, through evolution, only through evolution, we have developed brains which are capable of extraordinary understanding. Now, if I can take a moment just to wrap a warning around that at the moment. Do we have brains that are big enough to understand absolutely everything? It's a legitimate question. Or are we like a dog in a room, which a dog could not understand classical physics, although we humans think we can understand classical physics. But we have to confront the possibility that our brains are not strong enough to understand absolutely everything. And I think we might even be moving towards an agreement there. But there's different kinds of understanding.